Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ye Olde Drop Frames. It wasn't our last show. We lied to you. We're
Forgot about that.
yeah, that bit still stands. We're back. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms watching. Of course, that's our huge audience. Did you forget, Zeke? You didn't forget.
Sort of.
What?
Maybe.
What does that mean? You're like the most.
No, I called my mom on Thursday, but I forgot that Mother's Day is today. So it's okay. I wouldn't have called her before the show anyways. So I'll call her after the show. It'll be great.
Okay. Fair enough.
Everything will be fine.
Okay. We know she watches the show. She's our #1 fan. So
she is. She's got a little pennant she waves.
It's just a Co's face, though. She doesn't.
I was gonna say, hey Zeke, tell your mom Happy Mom's Day for me if you could.
Yeah. She got a jersey that says Carnage on the back. Like, it's terrible.
Exactly.
Anyways,
quick intro today, because we have a guest who's lucky enough, or we're lucky enough to have him here, being that the game that he was the creative director of is so successful right now. We're glad to welcome to the show. I've been practicing all morning. Guillaume Broche.
Oh, dude, he just got here. Don't insult him like that. Come on, man.
I got a thumbs up. I got a thumbs up.
That is perfect. Perfectly
yes!
said. You nailed it.
Yes! All right. That's it. Well, thanks for coming on the show. We just want to say your name.
Test passed.
Oh, man. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us. And I guess just first off, just a round of applause and huge congrats on all the success. You seem to stay winning over there at Expedition 33. I feel like every day a new press release comes out with sales, players, Metacritic scores, music, writing, just kind of winning all around. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you very much. It's been a bit surreal, the situation at the studio. Like every day we feel like we get a news that completely changes our little world, and it's been really crazy, but thank you very much for the kind words.
Absolutely. And once again, thanks for joining us. There won't be any spoilers today. We wanted to kind of do a post-mortem. I would still love to do that somewhere down the line, but I do think it's a little too early, given that I haven't even finished the game yet. I just hit Act 3. Code did finish, and I think has done some end-game stuff. Is that right?
Pretty much all the big end game stuff.
Yeah, okay.
And got a little cleanup left.
And Zeke started it. I don't think has finished Act 1 yet. So we're kind of all over the place, which is I think going to field hopefully a fun interview. So I think just like right out of the gate, how are you feeling? Like you mentioned, you're feeling a bit surreal. Was this expected? Like, did you think you were making a game that was going to yield this result? Like, how did that go?
Actually, you know what? Let's spin this a bit. What were your expectations when you first released it? Like, what when you did your projections? What was the best you thought you were going to do?
So of course we were expecting to sell this much as fast as we did. That's of course. No, no. It's completely surreal. Like as I was saying, like I can't give very precise numbers on sales figures, but like of course we are not expecting that at all. Like we crushed absolutely all of our expectations, sales-wise, but like even just like in terms of critics' reception, players' reception, and just like the amount of love that the project receives and the amount of attention and like all the fan art, the covers, all the beautiful messages. We receive a ton of beautiful messages from people saying that this game helped them through a tough time, or like really like beautiful stuff that just makes us cry. So for us, I'd say that the most surprising is not even for us the sales or the success, but it's how much the game resonates with people and really makes them feel. I mean, it's a sad game, but it makes them feel very good.
Right.
So it's really like the emotional response to the game that blows us away, like even more than, because like even sales is just numbers. So we're very happy to have them, but it's really like we make video games to give people a sense of joy and wonder and excitement, and the fact that it worked so well for us, the most beautiful reward.
Sure.
You're not in it just to make money?
In 3 years, maybe, after the second game. When I will be tired.
That's weird and
Coming
new
up.
in this industry. What's going on here?
Coming up next, Expedition Cash Grab.
There you go. Yeah.
Exactly.
Expedition your wallet.
Title pending. Title pending. This might be maybe a crude question to follow up with what you just said, but like, what does success look like then for the studio? The success that you guys have had, and for you as well. Is there like a text chain or an email chain where you're just like, wait a minute, how many we sold? What? Like there's got to be some sort of reaction to that.
Yeah, so mostly our two main channel of hype. So on our servers internally, we have like one little thread where we just share all the fan messages that we receive with all the team, just because I think like it's so beautiful that it gives people a sense of, yeah, I'm doing a work that matters, and a lot of people look for like a sense in their work, like a meaning of life in a way, and yeah, exactly, purpose. And like when you realize that your work affects people that much, like we just have to share it with the whole team, and it's really a beautiful feeling. And the other one is where we share all the stupid memes and things with everybody. And there are a lot of very, very good memes from the community, so we are very proud of them. And yeah, I mean, this is the thing that makes us really realize how big it is. It's like the amount of beautiful content with some very, very good fan art, but also very stupid content with some memes that are just very high production value for absolutely no reason, and that makes us feel very good.
Sure, yeah.
Great mix.
Was it,
Yeah.
did you happen to catch any of the cosplays at PAX East this past weekend? Like
we saw the picture of the baguette skin.
Yes.
That's brilliant. I really love it so much.
Yeah, cosplayers are fast, but it's always shocking to see how fast they really are when it comes to the outfits and things that they can acquire. For you personally, has there been like a moment of peace or silence that you've had to yourself where everything kind of hit and you were just like, holy shit, like you had to assess what was happening?
Yeah, and it's weird because it happened like 1 week and a half after release, and I just listened to a cover made by Pernelle. She's a French singer, and she did a cover of Alicia. And it's the only like evening I was alone at home, and I listened to this song. I don't know, I just crumbled like under everything is the pressure of 6 years of non-stop game dev, of not being sure if it was going to work or not, and just like the fact that. Hello? Okay, sorry.
No, you're good.
Oh no.
Hiccup or something. Please continue.
Yeah. And so the fact that I was hearing this song that is one of the first songs that Lorien made for the game. So I have a very, very strong attachment to the song, which is Alicia. And there's hearing like this cover, which was like the same, but a bit different, and kind of felt like the end of an arc of my life in a way. And I don't know, it just was a very, very strong moment. And I think I haven't fully taken in what's happening, but it was a very big moment for me of it went well, and that's really a beautiful moment in my life, and I think it's something that I should cherish forever. So yeah,
awesome,
a very beautiful moment.
Awesome. That's fucking fantastic. That's great. Let's start back at the beginning, because like you've had kind of let's say a storied career in video games. You went from Ubisoft to Microsoft, back to Ubisoft on a myriad of different projects. Then you left Ubisoft to found Sandfall, and you said in an interview recently this game would have taken you 25 years to make at Ubi. What was like the I guess the moment for you where you decided you were on the right path, if that makes sense, where you were like, am I doing the right thing? I'm doing the right thing now. Or was it all just flying by the seat of your pants?
No, it's different things. Like after university, I didn't study video games at all. I studied business at university. And when I came out of university, I was a bit lost on what I wanted to do. And like as I was studying business, like video games were a possibility, but it wasn't really sure. Like I knew I wanted to make something creative, but what video games might pass, I don't know, because I didn't do a video game school, and there are video game schools that teach you how to do that. So I just applied to Ubisoft, kind of not really knowing if that's what I wanted to do. And actually, I don't have any bad blood with Ubisoft, because I think it's thanks to Ubisoft that I got to into the industry, and just realized that that's what I wanted to do with my life. So yeah, I started at Ubisoft as an intern. Went to Microsoft working for Xbox as a marketing intern. Not my greatest internship at all. Then came back to study, and then after that joined what they call the Ubisoft graduate program, which is basically a program where they send you to different studios to like teach you very quickly how to be good at your job. And my program was a producing program, so it was my job was like to manage teams, like organize the planning, the Jira, the meetings, and everything. So not dev at all.
Yeah.
And actually, so that was during my second year. I was in Sweden working for Ubisoft, and I was just very frustrated that I was not understanding everything that was said in the meetings. So one night I just started Unreal Engine just to learn and have fun with it, and I got completely addicted, like to a point that was very, very toxic for my health. Like I was basically working 8 hours per night, like after my day job, just because I couldn't let go. It was like I can do everything. I'm a god in this world. No, so like I really, really loved it. So it took a bit of time. Like it took a bit, like 1 year and a half, for me to put together a prototype together. I was joined quite quickly by Tom, our CTO, Tom Guillermin, who was working at Ubisoft with me, and we kind of created it together for quite some time. And like after a year and a half, when we had something solid and like more and more people were joining the team, like Jennifer, the writer, Lorien, the composer, Nicolas, the art director, François, our producer, and like we were just like, okay, it will be a very, very big missed opportunity in life if we don't make this happen for real, or at least we don't try. But since then, I think our goal never wavered. Like it was very, very clear, and we just ram through everything, every difficulty, every obstacles. And like what's cool is that at Sandfall, I think we don't ask ourselves too much question. we just do what we think we can do, and it worked.
It's so simple. It's so easy. You just
It's easy.
Exactly.
But
We have a friend on the show, Rami Ismail, who you may or may not know, and he always talks to us about how most games kind of come from some sort of prototype or some sort of like very single thing that then the rest of the game comes after the fact, story, all that type of stuff. Is that true for Clair Obscur, where there was maybe in these 8-hour sessions of dabbling in Unreal where it was like, oh, I can do X, Y, or Z, and then that started the whole process for you?
so fun story, like the first night I opened Unreal Engine for the first time, I knew I wanted to, like the best way to learn something is to have a concrete project to work on, and I knew I wanted to try to make a turn-based game, so it was always going to be a turn-based game.
Okay.
And the funny thing is that I had like my main specialty, I'd say, is writing. So I had a story that I wanted to tell, and it was about time. So it wasn't exactly the story of Expedition 33, but it was about time. So when I had to save the project on my computer, I had to find a name for like just the project file, and I was like, okay, time, hourglass, sands that fall, Sandfall. Okay, took like 2 seconds to find.
Oh,
It became the name of the studio after. So that's the origin story.
fantastic.
I like it.
So in terms of gameplay, it never really changed. Like we found the dodge and parry system very quickly, and as soon as we implemented it, we were like, okay, this is amazing. We have to keep that. And in terms of gameplay, since the beginning, it was very, very, very clear what we did. Then of course, we upgraded everything, and we just made it look better. We refined it, but I'd say that the thing that drove the production was, I think, the gameplay, because it was crystal clear, and I think that's a big reason why we were able to make the game happen. Is that in terms of direction, it was really, really, really clear in terms of what we were trying to do. Then we had some obstacles and difficulty with like scaling, and even like the level design was not as clear as the game design in our prototypes. But yeah, I think what really drove everything was the battle.
Got it. Fantastic. Zeke, I don't want to hog all the questions here, so feel free to jump in whenever.
Oh no, you've had great questions so far.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. Yeah.
Zeke,
Yeah, all I was going to say, all I was going to ask is, or say was, the way you came up with the studio name Sandfall. I'm glad that it wasn't like new project _ finished like that. Like that could have been the studio name. That's
true.
Good choice.
Wouldn't have
that could have been cool.
That's true.
Original.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, just make people say as many words in a string every single time.
I mean, we tried with a game name, so yeah.
Hey, fair enough. That is true. You do have kind of a longer name. I want to know, like, and a lot of this is maybe inside baseball, maybe too much inside baseball. I don't even know does that term even resonate with you? The
Baseball?
Baseball. That might be a colloquialism.
You want the baseball meeting game?
I didn't even think about that. Anyways, forget what I just said. I want to talk about kind of the business side of things a little bit. When did Kepler get involved? Like they're fairly new, 4 or 5 year old publisher, kind of green. Obviously, they've grown a lot and have put out a lot of different games. But where did they kind of come into the mix for you?
So very, very early on, we spoke with Alexi, who is their CEO, because we knew like some people who knew him, and but it was like 1.5 years before we even talked with Kepler again. We just had a good vibes with him, and like so we did our little vertical slice on our own with like a very, very small team, and that was possible thanks to the fundraising we did with business angels that allowed us to basically work with a very small team for around 1 year, 1.5 years. 1 year. And in 2022, in March, we went to the Game Developer Conference in San Francisco with a vertical slice, which is basically like a almost final part of the game. It wasn't really final at all. When I look back at it, it was like
what I'm curious if you could say what part of the game was the vertical slice without spoilering.
It's a level that you can find in the game, but that was completely remade, called Yellow Harvest.
Oh
yeah. Okay. Nice.
Okay.
But basically, we remade everything, and even like the part of the story was cut. So like it was supposed to be in the main pass in the beginning, and then we put it on the side. So you have some little trivia.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we with that in our pocket, we went to the Game Developer Conference and spoke with different publishers. And what was cool for us is that a lot of people really loved it, so we kind of had the luxury to choose our publisher. And what resonated with us with Kepler is that it's the fact that it's made by a different indie studio. It's basically a publisher, created from indie studios,
right?
Where their philosophy is to give complete creative freedom to the studios and really be on the creative side. You do it, and we are just here to support you. And that's exactly what we are looking for. We are not looking for any support like creatively. So just in terms of, I don't know, in terms of vibe and philosophy, we just agreed with them on pretty much everything. So even if it wasn't like the biggest one we could have gotten, that's who we decided to go for. Also because as it's smaller and we are a small company, it's easier to talk like human to human rather than have like layers and layers of hierarchy.
Bureaucracy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's a huge problem these days.
Yeah.
For those of you who might not be familiar with Kepler, you might be more familiar with their games, like i.e. Expedition 33, but I just looked them up and I didn't realize like how many of some of my favorite games have come out. Like I played Eternight, Scorn, Cat Quest, Bionic Bay, and my game of the year last year, Pacific Drive.
Yep.
Like they're pretty prolific.
They're killing it.
They've been killing it for I think only being around like 4 years. They have quite the.
They were doing well
list.
before Expedition 33, and now they're doing real well.
Yeah.
They are happy.
Great. Speaking of, I guess bureaucracy, I'll use that as the transition here. Let's talk about Game Pass. When did that get like brought into the mix? The idea that you guys were going to be a Game Pass game.
So that was I don't know, I don't remember exactly, but around 2 years before launch, something like that.
Oh wow. Okay, so pretty early on.
But I'm very bad with dates, so I'm probably misremembering. But like not too early, but not too late. It was
Yeah.
like the game was already like in a very very good state. I think it looked final for real.
Okay.
But yeah.
Is that the type of thing where like you guys are pitching to them, they came to you via like a GDC thing where they saw a vertical slice? Like what was that conversation?
I'm not even sure because it's Kepler that handled it. So
Got it.
I'm
Okay.
not sure who started from where, to be honest.
Got it. Fantastic. I guess one more question I have on like the business side of things. We always kind of talk about, and it's becoming more of a conversation point now within the industry, the price of a game, right? I think $80 is the big point right now. People are saying they may even go up to $100. Everyone's saying how much is GTA 6 going to cost? For you guys, how did you decide $50 was going to be the price of your game? Is that like a long process? Is it just what makes sense? Like it seems like you guys were somewhat vibe centric in terms of how you approach everything. Was this also a vibe of like, I think 50? What do you guys think? Like how was that process?
That was pretty much exactly what you described. Just what seems like a good price, 50. Yeah, 50. Let's go.
Sounds good.
I mean, yes, that was literally it. And like to be honest, like we weren't expecting the big debate about video game pricing coming out right before our launch. So we were like, okay, free advertising, that's cool.
Yeah.
But like it was not premeditated. But no, like for us, like once again, we are a small team. We are also like quite a small budget compared to other games. So it just seemed fair, like the quality that we bring versus the size of the team and the cost of the production. So yeah, so it's just to reflect basically also the spirit of the team, because like our goal and also the goal with the Game Pass was to have as many people be able to play the game as possible, even if we make a little bit less money. But in the end, like it's also like a matter of number of people. So I think it works out in the end. But yeah, I think just sending the message also that it's not made by a giant studio in terms of pricing is important.
Sure. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Let's talk about some of the folks that worked on the game, because you seem odd stories of people doing things for the first time seems to be kind of a running narrative with you guys. Let's start with Jennifer, the lead writer, a former private equity investor who applied to be a voice actress from a Reddit ad, and now she's the lead writer on your game.
As you do.
How, like, what the fuck, man? That's how does that happen?
A lot of things, like to be honest, I think a lot of the success of Sandfall comes from sheer luck. Like we've been so lucky with the team that we found. It's really like unbelievable. So if we take Jen for example, so the full story is that I was making the very first prototype, and I needed some voice actors. Except like it was not paid; it was just like a passion project. So I went to a Reddit where like voice actors just like voice a passion project, like also just to get them in the game. And Jen was one of them, and she was playing Mael and Lune, who were characters that were already like in the first story, even though we rebooted everything after. But yeah, so we just vibe together again. Like just we were talking a lot on Discord, and she was super interested in the story. And I know that I was also looking for someone to co-write the script with me. And like we just vibed along very well. She was super interested. We just chatted and vibed together, and turns out she's also an amazing writer, which helped. And then yeah, basically she's been there since the beginning, and she didn't do only the writing part. She also did the voice producing, took care of all the localization aspect, like coordinating with all the localization agencies.
Wow.
So yeah.
That's wild.
Superstar, man. Jeez.
Yeah, Jennifer sounds like a superstar. Absolutely.
Awesome.
We are, to be honest, I still can't believe how lucky we have been. Really, like I genuinely mean it, with the people we hired, because like a game is just the people behind it who made it, and like to make this game, I can't really express how much I love our team. Like it's a blessing to work with them.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. I mean, it doesn't stop there. You're lead composer for the game. Lorian Testard, I think is how you say it. You found him on SoundCloud.
Like, that's not exactly true.
It's not exactly true? Okay, give us the truth. Because this is one of those, like, I feel like things have been telephoned on the internet about all of this. Please tell us.
No, but it's telephone, but it is downplayed. It's even more crazy than this.
Oh,
so
you got me.
Wonderful.
Please.
The full story is that I was looking for a composer, and one night I went to like one very, very obscure indie gaming forum with like 10 people on it. I don't know, absolutely nobody. And this one night, 1 hour before me, Lorian went to this forum, and he never been there ever either. He just posted this sound. I was like, oh, this is very cool. Okay, let me contact him. Just send the mail, and yeah, okay, let's do it. And from then, 8 hours of music later, we shipped Expedition 33. But it was like so infinitesimal, the chance that we met on this obscure forum, and we just been there both only once.
Dude, that's
crazy. Even crazier.
That is insane, man.
Do you remember like what the sound or anything, like what it was specifically that he posted?
Yeah, it was. He did a lot of.
I was expecting to be like, it was the main theme for Expedition 33. It was already done at that point.
He was basically making music that was reinterpreting music of other games. So, like for example, a song, a music about Journey, the game,
right? Okay.
But just like completely different, just his interpretation of the game, and he made a lot of them, and I really loved it. So we went from there.
That's crazy. Legitimately, because the music in this game, as well as the writing, I mean, both are just fantastic. Like we were listening. I'm actually curious. The song Lumiere, which is actually I think the first song that plays in the game, apart from the title screen. Where was that created within the process? Was that early on? Did that come super late?
So that was very, very early on, because in the first prototype, we had a city called Victoria at the time, which is basically the old version of Lumiere. And he made the theme for this city. And the Lumiere version is actually just like a kind of remake of the theme of the city of Victoria, which was a long time ago. So actually, I think it's one of the really first songs that he made. But Lorian is a superstar. I always said, even if the game is bad, the music will live its own life and it's going to work, because like I've been listening to the same songs for 5 years straight, and I'm not tired of them, and I still love them, and I still listen to them. So like it's Lorian, yeah, he's a genius.
Yeah,
and big props also to Alice Duport-Percier, the vocalist, who gave her voice to like a lot of songs, and she's really amazing also, and helped compose the vocal lines of the music.
Yeah, did you find her on SoundCloud too? Where'd she come from?
It's pretty much as stupid as that. It's like we had the list with Lorian of a potential singer that we wanted to contact, and we agreed that she was the best. We really both loved her. And so we sent a mail, and we were like, okay, she's going to say no, she must be far too busy. And like first mail, she was like, yeah, let's do it. And like 1 week later, she was at Lorian's place just recording music. Now, when I say that there is a lot of luck involved, I'm not lying.
Yeah,
but also, yeah,
wow.
Like one point that helped in a way is that it was the COVID period when we sent all these messages, and a lot of people were like looking for a new meaning in their life and just wanting to just start something different. So I think in a way the COVID helped getting all these people together, because it's the same thing for Nicolas Maxon Francombe, our art director. Same story. It's like I had a list of art directors that I wanted to contact for the project. He was number one. Sent him a mail, and he said, yeah, let's do it. And 1 week later, he made the first concept art, and we just did it. So the story of Sandfall is a miracle for me, really.
That's awesome. Fellow streamer on this twitch.tv website, Soda Poppin', wants to know, what was your reaction the first time you heard the song Lumiere? If it was so early on, did that start to like dictate any decisions that you guys made for the game?
It wouldn't be Lumiere because Lumiere was a lot more steampunky in the beginning. Because like before we did Expedition 33, like the first prototype was more like Victorian.
Okay.
So we kind of rebooted all the art direction when Nicolas Maxon Francoumbe arrived. But one song that really drove, I think, both the story and even the art is Alicia, which came very early and it's the main theme of the main menu. Just because once we had that, we knew exactly what the mood would be like, at least like in terms of audio, and it really helped a lot to capture everything, like even in terms of writing, just listening to this song when you write like strong emotional scenes, and it really, I think, helped guide everything, guide the process of okay, this is basically the mood of the game put into a song, and it's, I think, as important as having like the main concept art, for example, just to be able to imagine like what the game sounds like. It's, in my opinion, as important as what the game looks like.
Right. You mentioned Alicia now, the song twice. I know this might be asking you like pick your favorite child. Is that your favorite song on the soundtrack? The one that you, I guess, relate to the most, or think of the most?
Yeah. I mean, it's one of the first one. It's the one where I was like, okay, the music of the game is going to be amazing. When Lorient sent it, and it was quite early on, like I have very, very strong like emotional attachment to this music. It's I think it's one of the best music ever made for me. Like I've been, like as I was saying, like I've been listening to it for 5 years, pretty much every day, multiple times, and it's like it's basically a part of my life. This music, it's the first arc of Sandfall, and I think it's really, really beautiful.
Got it. Well, I could say that my viewers have been tormented by my humming of Lumiere, and I'm sure Ko was doing this as well on his stream.
A little bit.
So can kind of relate with a song just getting stuck there. So let's talk about the combat. The goal was kind of always to be turn-based, but when did the idea of like making it more active with the dodge and parry system come into the process?
Super early. Can't remember when exactly, but basically I was playing Sekiro on the side when I was working on learning Unreal. So I had my turn base in place, and just like one night I was just like, why can't I parry in my game? That is boring. So I just like tried to implement. It was very, very rough version of a dodge, and like in the beginning it was quite different because it was more like a QTE with like a gauge going from down, like up to down, and you had to dodge in the last fraction of the bar.
Oh.
So it was a bit different. This was like kicked out quite quickly, but I mean it went through a lot of iterations, but it was there very, very early on, and I think that's also what helped us a lot in terms of design, is that as soon as it was implemented, I was like, okay, you have to be able to finish this game without taking damage. That's our thing. That's how we differ from all the other turn-based. Even though I know, like, I think you could do it in Mario RPG. I'm not sure. Finish the game without taking damage.
Yeah, there was some active blocking and active dodging in different JRPGs, but not to this extent.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, the funny thing is that every time people see the dodge and parry, they say, "Oh, this is like Paper Mario." I didn't play Paper Mario before before making this system, and it's Francois, our producer, who is like the biggest Nintendo fan in the world. When I told him, yeah, and I have a parry and a dodge, and it's super unique, he said, hey, it's Paper Mario. Like, what?
no, it's Sekiro. It's Sekiro. Like, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
But I mean, you could do that with a lot of video games. Like, you have jumping in your video game. That's Mario, dude.
Yeah, true.
Shut up.
True.
Mario did it. Mario did it.
A very, very important follow-up about the combat. Why are people that use dodge instead of parry lesser gamers? How do you...
Honestly, just people in general.
Just people in general, yeah. Like, why are parriers just
Why
better?
is dodge in the game?
Why is it in the game? Yeah, it's true. Have you thought about removing dodge in an upcoming patch?
There we go.
Whenever we see someone dodge in the studio, we are all face palming ourselves. It's not supposed to be a thing. People who parry are clearly superior. There, I said it. Yeah, and we're considering a patch here to remove the dodge and even like tighten the parry window a bit because it's a bit too big right now.
Yeah, the game's kind of easy, to be honest.
Hold on a second. Before we go crazy here, before we lose our minds about getting the dodge out of there, not all attacks are parryable, right? Not every single one. Like some you have to dodge. Yeah.
No.
Right?
No. You can parry everything. I mean, there are some where you have to jump.
You have to
Wow,
jump.
Zeke, that was a pretty
dodge.
crazy roundabout way of telling us that, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Having some trouble with OX33, buddy.
There are some attacks that don't seem parryable. God damn
Everything
it.
is parryable.
You have just added hours to my playthrough, and I hate you for it.
That's
I hate
right.
you so much.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I froze. There we
Yeah.
go.
Now, another follow-up to that. I need the name of the dev that decided that people should attack. Then attack. Who decided all of the feints? Because
That's how I attack. IRL.
Come on. I need a name. I need a
No,
name.
I
Some
mean,
of those are BS, man.
Yeah, it's so most of our combat animations have been done by actually a Korean team. Same stupid story if you want it. Like
Let's
we
hear
have a
it.
team of
All of them.
like. So stupid story is we knew what we wanted for the battle, and I had a very clear vision of what kind of animation I wanted for the battles. Except like in France and even in Europe, like I couldn't find a single animator who like did this kind of animation. So I was just like looking through YouTube, like through animation reels of animators and stuff, and very often I was like, okay, this is cool. Okay, this guy is Korean. Oh, this is cool. Okay, this guy is Korean. And like I just watched like 25 reels in a row, and I said, okay, just Korean reels, and they just do exactly what I need. So basically, I took a list and I sent mails to like 200 Korean animators or something like that, and one answered, Sang-yoon, our first animator, and he's absolutely brilliant.
Wow.
So he started by himself, and then as we like, grew in production, he just like invited his animator friends to join. So all of them were working like kind of not even part-time. They were like freelancers, and they had a job on the side, and they were just like animating for Expedition for fun. I mean, of course, they were paid, of course, but that was their side job. And yeah, so they basically had a lot of freedom on how to do like the winds up and everything. Generally, they will have a brief of like, okay, here you can be a little tricky with like the third hit, for example. But sometimes they want to be crazy by themselves, and I think it gives the game a bit more flair and yeah, charm. But if you want to blame someone, you have to take a plane to Korea and find them.
Damn it. Okay. All right.
Good luck.
I had
Go ahead, Zeke.
You've probably been asked this before. It's just a real short question. I heard like a rumor, like you said you were playing Sekiro. Someone said you were a Sekiro speedrunner. Is that true?
Bad speedrunner, absolutely not among the best, but yeah, that's true.
What's your time?
That's awesome.
It was like 3 hours and something, but people are like under 1 hour now, so it was like I wasn't professional or anything. It was just like for fun.
That's still
I had
crazy.
nothing to do.
Yeah, that's wow. Okay.
I had a very
go ahead.
Sorry. No, I had a very deep relationship with Sekiro. Like I was just absolutely addicted for at least 6 months. Parrying is life in games. That's it.
No, the first time I fired up Expedition 33, they were like, "Oh yeah, the parry system. The guy who made this, like, he's a Sekiro speedrunner." I was like, "Get the fuck out of here! No fucking way." Turns out, I was wrong.
A bad one, but
awesome.
I am.
That's cool though. That's awesome. I love speedrunners.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
It makes a lot of sense, having played the game, why there is as much parrying as there is. I am curious, the idea of tying not only like the animation and the visual element to it, but the audio element to it. Because a lot of times the best way to parry something in this game is to not watch the screen, it's to listen to the music and listen for the sound cues. Was that always there from the start, or was that something that was added after the fact?
So we knew we wanted that from the start, but it took a lot of time to really get it right. And especially like we found the secret trick of basically putting the same sound almost on all enemy attacks. So like as you said, like you can dodge just with the sound. It's not on all attacks, like the range attacks, for example, don't have it, but it's on a lot of melee attacks from the enemies. And that came very late, which led us to a dark period of dev where we had to go through every single enemy skill and time the sound correctly.
Oh, God.
Which was very, very painful to do. Yeah, it came a bit later than we would have wanted, but yeah, it it was okay. It was just really annoying to do, but yeah, came a bit late.
Yeah. Well, it definitely worked out. Another very important question: why is Lune barefoot in her default costume, and whose like revealing decision was that so that a certain corner of the internet can celebrate them?
It's essential to the plot, of course.
It is.
Undoubtedly, yeah.
Okay.
Came from actually Nicolas, one of the first concept art he did for Lune. He just put her barefoot. It wasn't even in the brief or anything. With like some magic coming from her feet, and we're like, oh yeah, that's cool. Yep. End of story.
Fantastic. Simple. There you go.
We are simple men.
We are indeed. I love asking devs about the idea of like the review reveal. We've asked a bunch of different devs on this. One of my favorite things is the God of War documentary, where you get to see him reacting to the reviews in real time. Did you guys do like sample reviews or anything like that prior to the game coming out, or was it wake up, review day hits, and now you're the best reviewed game of the year? What was that process like for you guys?
No, for us it was a complete discovery. Like we did some what we call mock reviews, but like a lot, which is basically like a fake review by a journalist that is paid to like just try to evaluate the score of the game.
Yeah.
That was at least 6 months before the final game. So like there was a lot of things that changed in between. So like in terms of review score, it was a complete surprise for us. And I can tell you that when we saw the score pop up on our screen, and it was 94 in the beginning, and everybody screamed. We went like downstairs instantly and got drunk.
So everyone was in the studio then, kind of around that time, around the embargo time?
Yeah, almost everyone. No, pretty much everyone. And no, it was a very, very strong emotional moment. Basically 6 years of life, and you just see the result pop on your screen. It's very, very strong. So no, I mean, because you never know what to expect. You just press F5 on Metacritic and just wait for the sentence to fall. And when it's something like this, it's like we were not expecting that high, to be honest. So no, it was a beautiful feeling.
Yeah, the cat was surprised too, it seems.
Yeah.
Everybody's a critic.
Everybody's a cat. It wasn't that good. I think that's what. Man, were there cameras rolling or anything like that? Was anyone with personal cell phones of just like everyone taking the deep breath and then like, whew, that's got to be an insane moment for everyone in the studio.
Yeah, I don't know if we had videos rolling, but there were definitely a few tears here and there, everywhere, and no, it was very hard to describe, like because it takes some time for you to take in, but also all the pressure goes down at the same time. It's a very, very weird feeling, but it will be one of the most beautiful days in my life, I think, for the rest of my life for sure.
Awesome. The cats as well.
I have a weird question for you that I'm just curious. I'm personally curious about this. Like, was there a process throughout the game that you or your team was like, that's not French enough. That's too French. Like, did you ever do that? Like, was that even a concern?
No.
Because it's like very like it has its roots in France, and it's beautiful. But I'm just
in America,
curious.
the first question we ask is there enough guns in this? Where are the freedom seats? Like, how does this combine with the violence?
Well, I was thinking about Far Cry 5, and it takes place in Montana, and I was like, oh, they did a very good job making this feel like Montana, because I'm from there. So
Okay,
I was just wondering if that was a thing for you.
So there's a lot of French art history stuff in there. Like,
Yeah, so it's a mix of like French artistry, but also we like to make fun of France, because like one of the core of the humor of French people is to make fun of themselves. That's very, very standard here. So like when we go like far too far with the baguette skins and everything, like people in France love it because it's very dumb, but it's very so obviously dumb when it's made by French people. And that's the thing. Like as a French person, you can make fun of French, but if you're not from France, French people don't like being made fun of. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sure.
But no, like I mean, there were some doubts for the baguette trailer from Kepler, who were like, "Are you sure, guys? This is." I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but basically for the French dub of the game, we remade the voice cast announcement trailer, the English version, but with the baguette skins on everybody, and that was the first time we revealed like the baguette skins, and it was really really dumb, but also really really funny. So yeah, Kepler was like, "Wait, are you sure, guys?" Like, yeah, sure. Don't worry about it. And it worked pretty well, so we're happy. And now like they cosplay it in America, so it worked.
That's true. They did. I think those were from PAX. If you guys want to Google on the social medias and find it from this past weekend. So again, another thing of just maybe vibe, maybe luck. Talk to me about the voice cast. Was it always the plan to have like the most star-studded first game cast maybe ever? Like how did that process even start to get the voice actors that you guys have?
Yeah, so it depends on the voice actor. For Charlie Cox and Andy Serkis, who are more like Hollywood talents.
Yeah.
So we agreed with Kepler quite early on that one of the best way to spend our marketing budget will be voices, because we are a very narrative heavy game, and like for me, it's like a cause that is like it's marketing because it makes people talk about the game and know about the game, but also it brings an incredible value to the game.
Sure,
Andy Serkis and Charlie Cox made an awesome job with Gustave and Renoir, and they were like absolutely brilliant to work with, super nice, very easy to work with, so really brilliant people. And so more funny stories for Ben Starr and Jennifer English. So how it happened is that we worked with a company called Sigh that's based in London, and it's basically a company that works on the voiceover of games. So we sent them a list of characters, and we say, okay, that's what we're looking for, and they sent us back a list of auditions from actors with, but it was blind, so we didn't have the name of anyone at all. So we got like 25 tapes for mail, and like there was one tape I was like, okay, it's exactly this is what we need. And then like 1 week later they told us, oh yes, her name is Jennifer English. Shadowheart.
Wow.
Yeah.
she made the voice like slightly different, and I didn't play Baldur's Gate that much, so like I didn't really recognize her.
Yeah.
And but she's been absolutely brilliant, and like I respect her so much. Like her job as Mail is absolutely phenomenal, I think. And for Ben Starr, it was a bit different because we were just looking for someone to do the voiceover of the trailer, the first trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So we started like this, but same, it was blind audition, and I was just like, okay, this voice is very cool. Let's do this. And when he came into the session, we recognized, and I was playing Final Fantasy 16 on the side. Actually, no, it wasn't even me. It was Victor, our quest designer. He was listening into the session, and he was like, "Isn't that Clive?" Oh, yeah, maybe it's Clive. Oh, it's Clive. Okay. So
wow.
we just vibed with him, and then he was taken for the role of Verso just because he likes Final Fantasy VIII, which is the best Final Fantasy, and that's how he got the role. Nothing else. No, just kidding. I mean,
if you're ever in America, let me know. I'm gonna have you buy a lottery ticket for me, and then just steal it from you. You have some insane luck, my friend. This is absurd. Who voiced all of the everything else, like the gestuals and all the like oddities, I guess, in the game? Are those other devs? Are those just voice actors? How is that?
No, all the stupid, like non-English, non-French stuff is from the dev team. Like all the gestures are dev team, pretty much.
Okay.
So it's just us going to the mic and.
Are you any of the voices of anything in particular?
I am a few, including one. I don't know if I can talk about it. I will talk about it in a few years, but yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
If you listen closely to a very important voice in the prologue, you can maybe recognize me. Just saying.
Are you? Wait, hold on. Let me
That's a
just ask a
hint to a
question.
project that'll be here in a few years.
Are you?
Dad, go find this now.
Are you behind closed doors? That's not. That's not.
Oh,
You know the one you have to do 33 times. Remember? Anyone? Anyone do that?
I don't know.
okay.
Oh, you're the trash can
Yeah,
guy.
the trash guy.
Awesome.
No.
Perfect.
You're not the
No,
trash guy.
The trash can is Rich Kibble. Actually, the trash can is the same voice as Monoko.
Oh, Rich Kibble. Yep.
So Rich
He
Kibble.
did such a great job.
Okay.
He did an awesome
All right.
job.
Well, now I got to replay the prologue.
I guess I
Yes,
have to
the
replay
life
the whole
and
game,
dreams, that's what I
honestly.
was
I mean, at this point,
Yeah,
that's all we can
go
do.
through the prologue with the fine-tooth comb. Yeah, for sure. Figure that out. Someone in chat will. Some of the other characters in the game, like Esquier, where did that come from? Like, he's such a fun, kind of carefree, but also says like very poignant things, maybe unintentionally, but intentionally from y'all's point of view. Like, where did that start? And the follow-up before you even answer, when can we buy the plushie?
Yes. Thank you, Bulky.
Yeah. So I don't know exactly where it came from. We just like from the beginning. So from the beginning, I wanted a world map that was unnegotiable with anyone. A world map was going to happen, and like just when we were thinking about how to travel on the world map, we wanted it to be a companion, some like a sentient being. I don't know. From there, it kind of came naturally. Like even with Niklas, the art director, we were just telling him like, okay, we need something that is big and soft and very friendly, and like I don't even know where he comes from, but he just landed on the project like the miracle he is. But yeah, and actually the funny thing is that the voice of Esquier, Maxence Cazorla, he does both the French and the English version of the character, and also he was the motion capture actor for Verso and Gustave.
Oh, wow.
So he did a lot of things. He's absolutely brilliant, and like one of the big reasons why the cinematics are so cool, and also the voice of Esquier. So big props to him. And for the plushie, we're trying to make it happen.
Okay.
We are
All right.
receiving a lot of demands.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you guys are getting a ton of demands. I'll add to that, vinyls anytime soon of the soundtrack. Are we going to be able to go down that path?
Yeah, we have announced it, so we are working on making vinyls happen. So
Okay.
this is going to happen, except if there is a bomb on France. I don't know, but it should happen.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. Who was responsible for the writing of Monoko in terms of like the humor of the character? Because it kind of comes out of nowhere, at least when you first meet the character, without going into spoilers of what he says, but just like very, very funny writing. Who was responsible for that? Because it came out of nowhere and surprised me in the best ways.
So it's always like all the writing is basically always Jen and me. We write everything together. We feedback everything together. But for Monoko, actually, the main inspiration for me was my relationship with my brothers when we were growing up. Like we were ultra competitive and just like saying stupid things and being like angry as soon as like we show weakness, or I don't know, just a character that is lovable but a little bit stupid but very competitive. And the funny thing is, like all the introduction of Monoko, a lot of it was completely improv. So Maxence was playing Verso, and actually I was in the mocap suit for Monoko. And so, for example, you have an exchange between the two where they're like a good.
Yes, yeah, one of the best scenes, opening scenes, yeah.
Yeah, and that was just us goofing around because we are waiting for Charlotte, the actress of Male, to say her line. And I don't know why we couldn't wait, so we were just like good. And that just made it into the game. And a lot of stupid things with Monoko are completely improvised. Also, like, so no, maybe that's too spoilery to say more, but yeah, it's a lot of improv and joy. And I think it also stems from the fact that we worked for a very long time with the motion capture actors, Estelle Darnaud, Charlotte Hopfner, and Maxence Cazorla. And we had a real relationship of trust. So they knew that they could just go off script and have fun, especially with Monaco. And like I was doing the same with them. So it's a lot of this project and stupid silly things that work comes just from just us having fun, basically.
Yeah, no, it definitely does.
It shows through.
It shows through without question.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Talking about like the motion capture stuff, one of the, at least for me, one of the more compelling, I guess is the word I'll use, that really like draws you in is the character's eyes, and almost all of the cutscenes are incredibly expression filled. Was that always the goal, or was that something where you added it in after? Because the voice actors say their lines and they're delivered very, very beautifully, but it's the facial animations and it's the eyes that are really telling the story, I think, in a lot of those cutscenes. Was that always the goal from the get-go?
Yeah. So from the script, like when we were writing the script, we were like, okay, a lot of things are going to be unsaid, and I think it's something that is not done enough in video games. Where I don't know if it's like technical limitations or things, but like it's something that I really, really love in movies, like well-written movies, where like most of the things that you must know are just not said and go through the eyes, as you said,
Right.
and just like the body movement of the characters. So like once again, massive props to the motion capture actors, because like very often the voice acting is put on the spotlight, but people underestimate how important it is to have some good actors for the motion capture. And like there are some scenes that are very sad in the game, and trust me, like the actors were crying, I was crying, the motion capture technical guy Tristan was crying. Like we were living the scenes for real. Everybody was ultra passionate, and it shows. And like these actors have just so much talent. I don't want to talk too much because I'm going to spoil things, but like the most beautiful scenes, really, the acting comes from them, and they were really brilliant. And after that, of course, there was always some cleanup to do on our side, and just like polishing everything. But like the base was so good that for some of the major scenes we didn't touch it at all. Just took the raw performance and kept it like this.
Yeah, I feel like today, and just art in general and media in general, everything's kind of marvelized. Even as a fan of Marvel, where there's always like a very short quip or a joke after like something serious happens. And in Expedition 33, you guys just like let everything hang, and just kind of, the silence takes over the moment. And it's really refreshing to see that type of stuff. So
They let the
huge
moment
congrats.
breathe.
Yeah, let the
Which is
moment
really
breathe.
nice.
For sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm glad you say that, because like our inspiration when we were doing the cinematics were always cinema like movies, like well-written movies. So yeah, the goal was really to try to push what we could do in terms of cinematics further than what has been, like, what is the standard in the industry. Where like for me, like the standard in the industry is basically to say what the characters are thinking. And as I was saying, like sometimes it's because of technical limitations. Like if you have very stylized graphics, you can't really express. Like it's harder to express at least very deep emotions.
Right.
But yeah, as soon as we knew that technically we could do that, that's what we went for.
That's awesome. Yeah. One more question before kind of a quick rapid fire section. The conversation, I think, around video games these days is always looking for ammunition, right? It's always looking for a source or a citation of like, well, blah, blah, blah did this. And you guys have kind of become the go-to for rebelling against the traditional video games model of the modern age right now. Can what you guys have done with Expedition 33 be replicated, or are you the exception to the rule?
So first, that was not our intention. We don't really care
Right.
about what the others are doing. We're just doing our thing on our side, and that's like I don't really enjoy the feeling of being kind of weaponized against big studios, because like there are a lot of brilliant people there. So I mean, we're just doing the games we want and the whatever. So like replicated, like even if I had to replicate it, I don't even know if I could, just because, like, I told it many times, but like the sheer amount of luck to bring together this incredible team, because like a game is just its team, basically. That's it, nothing, no more, no less. And we've been so lucky, and like most of the team in Montpellier are juniors, and they are all so incredibly brilliant and passionate that to replicate that, you would have to find a team as good, and like it's possible. Like I'm sure it's definitely doable, but it takes a lot of luck. But also, I mean, it's luck, but it's also a shit ton of work. I mean, I didn't have a lot of holidays this last 5 years, but yeah, I think it's doable. Just my biggest advice would be take your time when you hire, take your time when you look for partners or anything. Like it's the most important thing when you're making a game is not the ideas, it's really just the people.
Fantastic. Let's do some rapid fire questions. These are going to be a lot of like favorite blah, blah, blah type questions. So right off the bat, favorite game, if you can boil it down to one.
That's too big.
Favorite games, then. We'll put a
games.
parenthesis with an S there at the end.
Devil May Cry 1, 3, 4, 5, Final Fantasy 8, 9, 10, Journey, Persona 3 and 4 a bit, Lost Odyssey, Tales of Vesperia, Nier 1, and probably many others, but I forget.
Okay. All right. Do you have like a favorite game dev or someone whose work you're always going to play?
I'd say probably Miyazaki right now, but also Hideaki Itsuno, because I loved what he does, what he did with Devil May Cry. So yeah, these two probably.
Got it. Favorite game character?
Dante, no question.
Okay. Fantastic. Favorite character in Expedition 33?
Can't answer. They're all my children.
I was gonna say, like, pick a favorite kid.
Yeah, you always have a favorite kid, but you can't say
You
have
can't
a
talk about it. That's right. You
Fair
can't talk
enough.
about it.
Fair
That's
enough.
exactly right.
Do you have a favorite RPG villain? Or antagonist? Maybe villain's too strong of a word.
Antagonist. Good question. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, Jack, in a way, in Final Fantasy X, but it's also Sin.
Right.
Like just like the story antagonist of the game, probably. I really like the.
I'm
concept.
sorry. The correct answer was Virgil from Devil May Cry. Virgil.
He's not a villain.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
You said RPG. It's not an RPG.
Oh, true.
That's true, too.
I did
Yeah.
classify
Yeah, you
RPG. Yeah.
Otherwise, Virgil.
Fantastic. What's your favorite world map in any video game? As Expedition 33 features a fantastic one themselves.
Tales of Vesperia.
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
Yep.
I had this worded as a negative, but I feel inspired, so I'm gonna flip it. What's the best modern day video game mechanic?
Parrying during a turn-based battle.
Good answer.
Brilliant.
I will follow that up. Yellow paint, yay or nay?
Just a little bit, not too much.
Okay, just a little bit. Most played game is that Sekiro?
Sorry?
What's your most played game? Yeah.
I think it will be Guild Wars 1. The MMO.
Okay. All right. Next question kind of can be a longer conversation, but I just have to ask, having played through this game and it's all over the internet as well, why do you specifically hate mini-maps?
Because I'm just imagining what Final Fantasy X would be without a minimap, and I think it will be better. Because when I play Final Fantasy X, I just look at the minimap and I don't enjoy the environment. I don't remember the level design. I just remember the little maps, and it makes it boring. But also, as it's available, you just use it. So I'm not a big fan of minimaps, and I'm much more a fan of like the Souls approach, like the Dark Souls or Demon Souls, where it's just like, yeah, you're going to miss stuff. Yes, you're not going to find all the secret paths, but that's the beauty of RPGs, like missing stuff. And when you stop the game, you're like, oh, maybe I should have gone to this little path that I saw before. Maybe there was something, and I think then you remember all the game, all the level design, and everything, and just makes the exploration a lot better, in my opinion. But of course, it's also a lot more work to make a game without a minimap work than to just slap a minimap and say, okay, the road is here, you know. So that was a lot of work to just make the maps navigable without a world map, a map.
Yeah, I guess it comes from my mentality of kind of completionist or collectionist in video games. Is there any plans or any patches potentially of like, hey, you've done 100% of this area, right? Like, or you've collected everything in this area. Is that something you guys would ever do? Or do you want people just to know that they've like finished a specific area or section?
For now, no. No, it's not the kind of thing I appreciate in games in general.
Okay.
Then it just becomes a matter of ticking boxes instead of discovering, and I really like. I'm not a fan of this, and I know like some people request it and some people would like it, but it's not really the design that I appreciate in games, and I think it's a bit too common in games today.
Sure.
And makes them feel more like ticking boxes and just appreciating the world.
Yep. No, makes total sense. I think I know the answer to this already, but dodge or parry?
Next question.
That was not the answer that I had in mind. That's perfect. That's the perfect one.
I feel so called out every time this comes up. Did you even put a tooltip in there that says dodging is easier?
Yeah, that's when you know you should not use it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. There's fine print. If you look really closely at the TV, it says "if you're bad" in parentheses.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you got to look really,
No,
really
actually,
closely.
what the tooltip actually says is you can dodge first to learn how to parry.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, that is
can.
true.
That's basically what it says. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is shaming you a little bit. It's like you can learn you can dodge it to learn the attacks, but then you should parry. You should always parry, probably.
What do you wish was in the game? Or maybe even an alternate question. Was there anything that was not put into the game that was left on kind of the cutting room floor?
There was a lot of things. I mean, we were able to ship the game.
You would really want?
More minigames. More horrible minigames than people will then come online and complain about. That's what I live for.
The volleyball is
the volleyball.
Man. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a love-hate relationship with clunky minigames. But eventually you still love them.
Yeah. It's true. We could skip the volleyball. We don't have to mention it. It's I don't anyways. Go ahead.
Quick side question. Do you guys have any plans for Lumina loadouts?
It's high on the list of things that we want to do as a quality of life improvements.
Awesome.
So like no announcement, but it's something that we are very much considering.
Great.
Fantastic. Kind of a random question, but I feel like at least the internet believes you guys to be on the same weaponized side, to kind of use your words. Have you and Sven from Larian talked at all in the past couple of years? It seems like you share a kindred spirit at least.
Actually, not at all.
Okay.
We've received some nice words from Sven on Twitter, but no, we haven't talked directly.
Okay, got it. What about the president of France? Have you talked to him after his congratulatory Instagram post? Are you first names basis with the president?
No, we never met him. Never called. Just basically the Elysee just warned us that they were about to send a message, but that's it.
Got it. Okay. Just a couple more questions. So Zeke, we'll let him go. If you guys have anything else.
I had one to piggyback off of Ko's, and someone put it in chat, and I was like, that's something I desperately wanted when I first started playing the game was auto-advancing dialogue. Is that something that you guys even on your radar at all?
Yeah, it's also high on the list. But the issue is that right now our team is basically composed of one UI programmer, and basically all the requests are UI. So we are just trying to manage what we can do. But for sure, we are working on improving little quality of lives, and this is included like pretty high on the list. Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Awesome.
Awesome. So the game's out so far. Best reviewed game of the year critically, selling quite well. 2 million was the last announcement. I'm sure it's on its way to 3. You guys have absurd word of mouth. Everyone's talking about it. Accolades of all kind. Do you take a break now, or is this like a boost of inspiration to jump right back in? Like, where is your mind in all of this?
It's a bit of both. It's like I'd like to go away a little bit to write for what comes after. But I don't know. I don't feel like I need holidays. Like we receive so much love from everywhere that it just suffices to appease our mind after all the hard work that was the ship.
DLC, you guys have kind of commented about it, not really committed to it. Is there anything to add to that? Is there anything new, I guess, to add to the idea of DLC? Is it something that you guys are looking to do, or is the game and you work on what's next?
For now, nothing to announce because even internally we don't really know. So
Okay.
not entirely sure.
Yeah. What about like future of the studio? You guys have very, openly talked about the size of the studio, and it's been a well-discussed storyline through all of that. Do you aim to kind of keep things small, or is this the point of growth for Sandfall now with the success of the game?
So we'll see. Things can always change, but right now the mood is to not grow, or at least not too much. And like we found a formula and a way of working all together that works, and we don't really need that many people, that many more people. Sorry. So yeah, for now we are happy like we are.
Okay,
Cool.
fantastic. And then last question: have you perhaps started thinking about any upcoming speeches that you may or may not have to give later this year? Is that entered into the mind at all, or is that so far away that you're not even thinking about it?
Yeah, problem for another day. But,
Okay.
no, it's something that we try not to think about. It's just like it's cool if it's there. It's not what we are doing it for anyway. So yeah, we'll see what the future holds. But for now, we don't really think about it.
Got it. Fantastic. Right in line, kind of with the game's narrative in a way. So that's all I got. Zeke, Co, any final questions here before we let our lovely guest go?
Personally, no, those are great questions. Just want to say thank you again. I had the opportunity to ask a lot of great questions to both him and Nico, the art director, earlier this week. And JP pretty much asked every single new question today, which was amazing. But just thank you. Just thank you so much for not only what you're doing with us, but you guys and your team have been extremely transparent. You guys have been getting out there doing tons of interviews, and all the information has felt just genuine and awesome. So we appreciate you guys. It's very common these days for companies, especially that have this much success, to kind of play it close to the chest, if you're familiar with that term. So it's nice to see you guys kind of like really kind of put it all out there and just show everyone how this thing is supposed to be done. So we appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Zeke, any closing words?
No, I think you pretty much covered it, brother.
Cool.
Thank you for joining us. That was an awesome interview.
I will ask one thing. What are you playing? What games? Do you have time for games right now? Is there anything that you're just like jumping into, blueprints, anything like that?
I downloaded a game yesterday called Haste. It's like a roguelike with but it's like Sonic, but if it was a roguelike.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of speedrunning, there's a huge community behind that.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's the same. But yeah, just started it. But if you have cool games, recommend them to me because I've been in the dark for the last 6 months, living in my cave.
Okay, we'll send you a list on Discord. We'll hit you up after the show.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much for joining us. Please enjoy the rest of I guess your weekend before getting back into the studio tomorrow. Any closing words that you want to say before we let you go?
No, just thank you for having me, and thank you to everybody who's watching. Just want to say that we love everyone. Like, we receive so many beautiful fan arts and covers and messages, and like, we can't emphasize enough how much the players basically changed our lives, and it's really, really beautiful for us. So just want to say a massive thank you. Like, you basically made our dreams come true. So just thank you to everybody who's playing and enjoying the game. That's it.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, thank you so much once again. That's going to do it for this segment of the show. We'll let him go on his way. And now, what do we do? I don't. Do we all go play? Do we kill the show and go play some more? I need to finish this. I've got to.
I'm sad I'm done, man.
Yeah, dude.
I mean,
That's why
granted, I have a new addiction now, but I'm very sad that I'm done.
Yeah, that's. I hit Act 2 end / Act 3 beginning last night, and I really need to know what happens after that. So, Zeke, we kind of talked before the show, but you dropped the game. Do you want to talk
Don't
about
throw me
that?
under the bus. No, I love everything about it. I don't want to talk about
No,
it.
no, I don't. I'm
Everybody
not.
in chat seems to absolutely love this game, and I don't want to get panned because I'm the one standout who was like, I had problems with it.
Okay, for the record, there have been many streamers who have played and dropped the game. Not a big deal. But out of curiosity, what did make you drop it?
I haven't necessarily dropped it. I've just like slowed down on it because I was really trying to get like some experience on it before we had Guillaume on the stream, right? So I put some hours into it. I think I put like 10 hours into it or something of that nature. And I just feel like I wasn't smart enough. Like, this is on me. Like, I don't feel like I'm getting why the synergies between like the abilities and stuff. I feel like I want to get like a guide. Like, I just want to look up a guide and see, like, it was like when I started playing Final Fantasy 14. It was like, okay, I think I know how this works. And then someone came along and was like, your ability rotation is fucking terrible. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh, I thought you just
what?
Yeah.
I thought you just do this, and they're like, no, son, no, my son.
I will.
You have to do this, then this, if this, then this, if this, then this, and it was like, there's a lot of if this, then this shit that I'm just like, I wasn't prepared for, I guess.
100%. Not even fucking around, Zeke. I could not tell you how 2 of the characters work in the game, and I completely rely on the fact that I can parry. Like, I don't know it.
Oh,
When my first party dies and it goes to the second one,
who is?
spoilers.
Okay.
I'm like, fuck. I guess that's a loss.
So I'll die then. Yeah.
Like, every once in a while, I'll like eke it out just by once again parrying. But like some of those systems, they are a little daunting, without question, because each character has their own system ultimately.
Entirely different
guess-
mechanics for every character.
Yeah.
What I really want to know is like, because I love the pairing and you know, learning that system. I love that shit. I love Sekiro. I played through it. It was fucking hard for me, but I played through it and I beat it. But like learning the parries is fun. But like, I just want like a simple guide of like, okay, these are the characters you're playing. Forget, because they got so many abilities.
Yeah.
Like that you can get. I'm like, I'm like, I have option paralysis when it comes to like skill level up time. I'm like, I don't know. I've got 5 things I can get and I don't know what the fuck I should get. Like, should I go all earth magic? Should I go all fire magic? Should I do like virtuoso like stance, like stuff. Like, should I just focus on that shit? Like, that's that stuff. And I'm just like, it's so many options. It's like the PoE one fucking like dots.
No, totally.
I'm just like, oh, fuck. I don't know what to do. Well, all I want to do is parry and destroy, but like you need a little bit of that other stuff.
Without question. Yeah. Like
that's true.
Exactly.
I do have to add, though, I really wish that Zeke would have immediately after this started ranting about television remotes and how the buttons are too small and there's too many of them. I think that would have been perfect.
I will say this, Zeke. It is the. So I'm playing the game kind of in a much smaller bubble than I would usually stream, because I'm not streaming it on Twitch. I stream it primarily on YouTube. And when I'm streaming on YouTube, audience is much lower. And it's a different experience from me as a streamer because I'm not really conversating with chat that much. So like the popular or meta or good item suggestions that usually happen when you play a game like this never occur. So when they did this patch the other day and they're like, oh yeah, we're nerfing X, Y, or Z skill, I'm like, what the fuck is that skill? Like, what do you mean? What are you nerfing? And then I finally I saw what that thing was. At least I saw it. I have not used it, but it's just a completely different experience for me. Kind of in a fun way. Like I prefer it this way, because nothing's broken for me. Like when I do something and it works, I'm like, cool. I'm just gonna like keep doing this thing until it doesn't work anymore. And that's kind of how I've approached the game, because I'm exactly with you. It's a little overwhelming with all the choices, without question.
That sounds like a wonderful way to play it, but like every level I get new stuff and I'm like, I've got this old stuff that I've been using and I don't want to, like, it's new stuff I have to learn. I just got a new character and I'm like, oh, there's night and there's day and then there's cards and then there's what the fuck?
Yeah.
So I gotta learn a whole new fucking game for each character I get? Oh, good.
The card character was actually, according to chat, was like, it seemed to be one of the most dropped off characters as soon as they were acquired. For me, I was like, no, that's my character. And she has not left my party since she joined in terms of the starting three.
It's incredibly strong.
Yeah, she's
I dropped her in
incredibly
mine.
strong. Really? Okay. I will say my entire character consists of female characters, or my entire party is all the female characters, and then the backup are the remaining characters. Is the best way to say it without spoilers. So, yeah. Anyways, we don't. There's other stuff to talk about. We didn't do a show last week. I feel like we could talk about Expedition 33. Maybe do a spoiler cast. Someone was supposed to be on the show, not someone. Jennifer, the lead writer, was also supposed to come on the show today, but had conflicts. So maybe do like a spoiler episode with her somewhere down the line.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to talk with her just from a narrative perspective, because the game is insane from that.
But that's okay. I just want to say, all that stuff aside, like the mechanics of the battles and the upgrades, the skill tree and all that shit, that's the only thing that was, the Luminas, all that kind of stuff. Like, that's the only thing that was overwhelming for me.
Yeah.
Everything else, like, I have absolutely zero question or zero comments negatively about anything else. The music, the writing, auto advancing dialogue, that'd be great, because it kind of breaks the flow up if having to press A every time. It's not like, I'm not like complaining about having to press a button. It's just I like the flow of it when it's auto advancing, because it's more natural.
I was complaining a lot about that.
But sure, that's fine.
A lot.
But the writing and the voice acting and the environments and the character, like all the creatures and shit, they like, oh my God, it's such a feast. It's fascinating and it's wonderful, and I loved it. And that's the thing, like, that's why I'm so like, I want to love this game so much. I want to love it so much.
I would honestly say
little bit of real talk,
to easy and just play.
Bump it to easy. So
like,
the
no
way that
harm
this
in
game,
dude.
The way that this game works is like, it's one of those games where if you tread water, especially on harder difficulties, it's going to be really, really hard. But if you start really looking into those systems, if you start looking into Lumina stuff, if you start stacking things that look the same, well, without spoiling it, you can get to the point where your characters are obscenely powerful, like obscenely. So that's kind of the trade-off. So what I would definitely recommend if you don't want to deal with that system, if you want to deal with it, it's one of the cooler systems out there. It's like an incredibly adaptive passive system. It's very fun. Especially as you get towards endgame and your characters have like 250 plus Lumina a piece and you're just stacking stupid abilities. But if you just want to ignore all that, drop it to easy and it's worth the story. Like literally on the lowest difficulty, you don't even need to deal with that system. From what I understand, like it's
probably
pretty good. So yeah, definitely check it out.
Also, Zeke, with how
Strongly
you play
recommend.
games in terms of seeking out everything and like looking and all the non-golden path, I kind of over leveled pretty easily. And so even on the hardest difficulty, there's only probably 7 attempts is the most I've spent on a particular fight. So like, if you're just finding everything and doing all the optional stuff, you'll have no problem.
And just on the flip side, on the hardest difficulty, I did like everything there was to do and just walked through the end game, even the hardest bosses in the game.
Yeah.
Act 2, Act 3 was all one shots. Like, just if you want to play like that, you can very easily play like that in this game.
Fantastic. That's Expedition 33. Another game that Co and I guess kind of fell in love with, which we could spend some time discussing our time with, was this Arc Raiders test that happened.
Yeah, dude.
Last weekend? I feel like it was so long ago, but man, Arc Raiders is fucking fantastic. It was so good that when it ended on Monday, I didn't want to play anything. I was like, I wanted more Arc Raiders. Me and Co played it in lieu of Drop Frames last week, and just had a blast. Zeke, I will also say, as someone I know of your history with extraction games, Arc Raiders might actually be an approachable extraction game for you. And for anyone else that like looks at Tarkov,
a lot of people,
that's like, well, that's too much. This is like super approachable. It's basically Battlefront in terms of the combat.
It's really interesting because, well, first of all, let me start at the beginning. Arc Raiders, PvPvE extraction shooter. This was made super popular with Tarkov. We saw some resurgence with Dark and Darker, and we've all been kind of waiting for the next big one since. There's been attempts with things like Cycle, Bungie threw their hat in with Marathon, but Arc Raiders is, after playing it, one of the best iterations of this genre in a format that is simplistic but not arcadey. So it's easier to understand, it's easier to wrap your head around, but it's not because it's a basic game. It's easy to do that because there's great QOL, there's a very solid user interface, there's some great user feedback stuff that they give you, and it makes the whole process so much smoother. On top of that, one of the best presentations I've seen. The game just looks, and you want to use that golden playability word. The playability of this game is off the charts. It just feels great running around in this game. The sound design is awesome. The graphics are amazing. The performance is pretty good. The animations all line up. There's this dystopian atmosphere where there's all these like crazy different types of robots that are like flying around, and they all have different purposes and styles, different ways to take them down. So it becomes this really cool, like there's no way you can run around because you'll get killed, but at the same time, it's very easy to understand how to play the game kind of feel. So it's not like Tarkov at all in that regard. In the same vein, it's not just a recycled FPS into this genre Marathon. It's kind of this new, more nuanced take at how it should be done. So yeah, for me, like it's kind of interesting because I had a very similar path with this game as I did with another game that I'm kind of infatuated with called Dune Awakening, where I heard of this game and I was like, oh, cool, another PvP extraction shooter. We just had Marathon, like, great. But then I played it and I was like, oh shit. Like I am now fundamentally convinced that Arc Raiders is the next PvPvE game. Like this is the next game. This is not only going to be successful, but I think that it could surpass Tarkov.
Yes. Oh, I 100% think it'll surpass Tarkov from like a mainstream point of view. I think Tarkov people will probably still prefer the nuance and complexity.
There's going to be a
Tarkov.
military depth of Tarkov that
Yeah.
people play Tarkov for. This game does not have that.
Yeah.
So if that's why they play Tarkov, they will not leave it. But if for the gameplay and most importantly, like how the gameplay feels, like it was night and day difference between this and Tarkov.
Yeah, it's super fun. It also looks just drop dead gorgeous. It's UE5, right?
I don't know.
Because it's former DICE devs.
I don't remember it crashing a lot, so I don't know.
Yeah, chat is saying it's UE5. So
it is UE5.
Right. You can kind of feel the like DICE fingerprints all over this in terms of the gameplay as well as the look, specifically around like Battlefront 2. The third person aspect I think kind of carries a lot of that feeling, but
yes,
yeah, it's awesome. You don't really even need to aim all that well, Zeke. There is melee, but there's not like you're not walking around with like swords or bats.
Yeah, you're not walking
like
around
that.
with swords and stuff. Yeah.
But a shotgun works fine. You can point and click at someone and it'll do a lot of damage, which is cool. And the other thing too, which I think is a huge plus for people like me, people like people like you, maybe the reverse for people that are super hardcore Tarkov fanatics, is that rounds in this game, you can get in and get out of a match under 10 minutes and have a fun, exhilarating time. Like you spawn in, loot a bunch of stuff, immediately go extract and you're done. And then you just queue up again. And that's like kind of a successful thing to, I think, encapsulate all of that in such a short amount of time. This is the extraction, what you're seeing right here. You go up, call it, wait for this elevator. Man,
comes. we had some fun ones.
Yeah.
Like, all of them had like little stories attached to them. Like one of them, one of us is crawling in at the end because you can actually like activate and crawl it. Another time, Barry Carline tries to dive in and gets ragdolled and shot out the other side. Like this is one of those games that, especially if you play with your buddies, and I would love if you would play with us on this.
Yes, it would be awesome.
This is one of those games that makes stories. Like there's so many different things that can happen. Like every round we would have something ridiculous happen. And that happened every round. Like it just kept happening. Well, so it was very cool.
To piggyback off of what Ko just said, not only is it stories, failing is fun. Yes. And that is like a really hard thing to do in games.
And it's so easy to just go back in.
Yeah.
And this is what probably one of the biggest clinchers this game has. They have effectively, in many ways, removed gear fear, or that obscene amount of gear fear. And the simple way they did it was they made it so at any point, whenever you want, you can enter with a fully randomized kit. You can do it back to back whenever you want to. If you extract, you get the loot. So it's this, you have this palpable feeling of, it's like, oh, if I lose all this gear, like whatever, I'll just do some of those runs and be back on. Like it's removed a lot of that hesitancy in using your character, and it's kind of added into that whole like fluid gameplay kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Also like
real quick, getting in and out of rounds is like near instant, which is one of the reasons Dark and Darker did so well in parallel with Tarkov. People went and played Dark and Darker, not because they liked the game more, just because they could actually play if they only had 30 minutes. This game is like that, and it's great.
Yeah. What were we going to say, Zeke?
When you say about you can spawn in with random loadouts, does that mean like it gives you a variety of things to get, like, to become accustomed to? Like you can try out all kinds of different
spawn
guns
with different weapons. You can spawn them with items.
It's random.
Only gotcha. Yeah, the only kind of gotcha with that system is if you go in on your normal character, you have these slots that if you put items in those slots, even if you die, you extract with them, which is awesome. So if you get like a super rare item, even if you die, you still get the super rare item. Great, right? But the other ones do not have that. So if you do not extract with your character, then you will lose everything. But of course, you didn't go in with anything. So it's all reward, no risk.
Yeah.
The only thing you risk is your time, but you're having a good time anyway, so who cares?
Yep. So
it's basically scav. Yes, it's scav, but the important part is with no cooldown. That's the important part. There's no cooldown. And so like a new player can just keep doing that until they feel confident and good, and then they can do their big runs. Yeah. So that's the really big thing. Yeah. In fact, if I were the devs, I would like totally have a screen recommending like, hey, do this mode until you're comfortable, and then here's this other mode. You know.
What's the carrot on the stick? What keeps you coming
There's a
back?
quest, just like Tarkov. There are
There's quests.
quests for the traders, and you kind of follow the quest. Like, hey, I need blah 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 wires, and so then you go and look at the map, and it'll actually tell you when you like hover over the item, hey, this drops primarily in hospitals or from a certain mob type or something like that. So then when you queue up, there's right in the beta or whatever it was, the closed beta, there's 3 maps. It would be like, hey, you need to go to this map and target this area. So you go to that area and kill those mobs or find those things to loot. And then go back, turn in the quest, get an item, opens up another quest, kind of just doing that. That all kind of leads up, escalates into better and better gear. So there is like currency, or not currency. There is currency, but there's, what am I trying to say? Rarity on the items. So it's like common.
And there's some rare items.
Common,
like very
green,
rare stuff. Yeah.
blue, purple, and then legendary, which is yellow. And those are like very well-made weapons that do give you a pretty big advantage over other people in the game. But a person with a gray weapon can still kill someone with a yellow weapon if they play it right. So it's not that big of a deal. There's also no like super crazy scoped items. I think there's one actual
Very rare
sniper with like a actual sniper scope on it. There's binoculars, but most of the other guns are all sightless, which kind of adds to the ease of approach, I would say.
And also general fairness. I mean, the
Yeah.
big thing with Tarkov is, you know, one of the worst things in Tarkov is when you zone in and you're playing for 3 minutes and get sniped by somebody who you would not have a chance of having seen or fired back upon. You don't really get that feeling in this one.
Yeah.
Like the way the levels are out and the way that the robots and stuff are so kind of aggressive and all over the place. It's a lot more. You feel a lot more like you have a chance, to put it bluntly.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
That's not to say like if you run into Shroud or a Shroud type player, you're going to get your ass kicked.
Oh, completely.
But
it's still a shooter.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. The like the disparity between 2 players is not as big as something like it would be in Tarkov, which is incredibly frustrating. Like Co said, where you spawn in and you get sniped from.
God
knows
forbid
where.
you're actually on a geared kit when that happens.
Yeah.
It's just, it makes you want to never play the game again.
Yeah, the win condition isn't killing people, though I guess a player decides the win condition.
Yeah.
Getting out with your gear or getting out alive or
It's the
having a fun
progression.
story is
Yeah.
kind of the win condition. So you don't have to really fight PvP because there's the enemies, the like the AI enemies in the game are fucking scary. Like downright, you're walking through the map and you just hear roars or you hear like a scream of something.
When I was playing, there was a guy in my chat, and he said one of the reasons that he loved this game was that he was a solo player. And what he did was he would find the powerful robots and he would use them as defense. So if he got attacked by a group, he would know exactly what he had to do to get those big robots on that group, or how to aggro it and get the big robot involved so the team couldn't have their own thing. And so and that kind of stuff is awesome.
Yeah.
It makes it so the smart players can kind of level the playing field a little bit. And there's some robots that are hard. We're talking like 10 times the size of the player, a giant cube with legs that has like 2 giant machine guns on it that track pretty well. Like if you're out in the open and it fires at you, you're going to die kind of thing. So
yeah,
there's flying rocket drones. There's these little things called snitches that'll just follow you around and ping you for the bigger robots to come get you. Little hover machine guns, tons of different stuff. So
yeah.
very dystopian and robotic.
And honestly frightening. Like the Rocketeer enemy is pretty scary because when something finds you, it does the like, you know, the ambient light.
Robot yell and
then it does the
ambient-
robot yell, and then the light goes from like the yellow hue to like red hue, locks in on you. And if it's a Rocketeer, when the map is like dead silent, and all of a sudden you start hearing this fucking rapturous noise of a rocket launching at you. it is
Not
downright
wrong.
frightening a lot of the times when it happens. Alternatively, there's ones where when you shoot a certain type of enemy, he doesn't shoot a gun at you. He doesn't shoot rockets at you. He literally jumps from the fucking ground at you. And when he lands on you, explodes and then does like an EMP blast to one-shot you. And that is exceptionally frightening because it has a I don't even know how to. It's just like a loud scream as it's flying through the air.
Yep. Very Screamers, if you remember that old movie.
Multiple buildings high of a jump. So it's really, really fucking cool when they do that type of stuff. And this is only the beta, so who knows what else they have planned in terms of all those creatures. I actually, I think last episode or 2 weeks ago, you mentioned talking to the devs, or maybe it was actually last weekend. I reached out to them. We're going to try to get them on the show in the next couple of weeks.
Well, the Arc Raider devs.
Yeah, the Embark.
Awesome.
Embark Studios,
Great.
I think is the name.
Excellent. Would love to chat with them.
Yeah, we'll try to get them on and talk with them. Because I think they had a...
Well, shit, you better invite me to a goddamn game then.
That you can't play right now. The beta's turned off. It sucks.
Wasn't it a DF? It was a DF Games you were invited to.
Yeah, that is true.
I had company. That's why I wasn't here in the first place.
That is also true.
You're a poor scheduler? I'm confused.
I went to the Whispering Cave. It was glorious and wonderful and majestic.
How did you hear anything?
The kids are fighting. Or wait, are you mom and dad?
I don't even know anymore.
Or am I the... I don't know. I don't know the family dynamic. I'd have to... I'll think about it.
We'll have to really think about that one.
I honestly think we're more like stepbrothers.
Is it my day?
Probably. Yeah,
Is it my day, right? Is it mom? Are you guys going to give me flowers?
No.
Well, Zeke forgot, so I guess Ko's the good child.
Yeah.
I don't like coming here.
It's Bella's day. She's a new dad, right? No, wait. No, it's Mother's Day. I'm sorry. Never mind.
Stepdad Ron lets us play Nintendo whenever we want.
So yeah, long story short, Arc Raiders, great. Fucking bring it back online already. I want to play more. The entirety of the internet was just like, so many of the memes kicking around were from Narcos, where the guy's like kicking the ball out on the swing or whatever and thinking about Arc Raiders. That's exactly how I feel. Like I want to play more of it.
Same. I'm still angry I can't play.
I'm so pissed that we got super hooked on it Sunday and then it closed Monday.
Right.
I kept playing with Sips and then with Gassy and then with Bruce on Sunday, for like, I don't know, 11 hours or 12 hours.
So when's the next one? Damn it.
Yeah, they need to bring another one. So
they haven't announced the next time.
Nope.
Not yet. Okay.
Nope, not at all.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna. If you have the devs on, I guess I'm just gonna sit in the back and make fart jokes. Fine, totally fine.
Yeah.
So normal show.
Normal show.
Yeah,
I was gonna say normal show.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
That'll be a good time. That'll be a good time.
It lets me keep my job though, which I'm good with.
There you go.
Is there a story in Arc Raiders outside of the fetch quest? If there is, I don't think we've gotten it yet.
Loose.
Like it's the quests are very sequential and they're very much like just to kind of progress you through it. So maybe there's some stuff later, but I mean all the stuff we've done is just intro stuff.
Yeah, I think the loose story is that like basically some sort of robotic entity crashed from the skies and just started killing everyone, and now it's like a post-apocalyptic situation.
It's been doing that for a bit.
Yeah,
Like
and humanity's
not super well off.
Yeah, everyone's retreated underground, humanity-wise, while the robots roam the earth. Type deal.
Robots.
Yeah,
roaming the earth.
They're a pain in the ass. So
they really are.
Hey, I don't know if you guys saw talking about. I was gonna try to make a sniff and farts reference here, but Hideo Kojima and Death Stranding is doing their media tour because Death Stranding 2 went gold. Everyone's going crazy. They're saying it's a great game. They're saying that everything that was wrong with the first one has changed and been iterated on and is fun. And it's
honestly,
it's great.
Some of the stuff I'm reading about it has me pretty freaking excited.
Same.
Some people are torn though, and it's bringing up this kind of interesting thing because Death Stranding 1 was very much sold for like it's great how it is. This is the vision. This is how everything is. Death Stranding 2 is coming out, and apparently they are making a palpable change in adding significantly more combat, significantly more action sequences, far less just walking. And that brings up this kind of weird thing where it's like, okay, so you clearly made the changes everyone was asking for, but you told everyone asking that wasn't the point of the game. So which is it? Like, I'm a little confused, like, because it's apparently not like Death Stranding 1. Like there was a preview I read, I think it was from Gene, actually, or
Gene
a
Park,
tweet that he did. It was like there's so much of it that it like feels different, and it's like for me that's actually kind of great because I did definitely feel the first one was a little walking simmy. Like I liked building the zip line stuff, and that was kind of cool. But I mean, kind of cool, you know. So I'm looking forward to more kind of actiony stuff like that. While hopefully still having some of that other stuff, just in more focused, less time disrespecting manners.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah.
What does going gold mean? Going gold means the game is done. Back in the day, when they would print CDs, which were compact discs that data was stored on, they would say that when a game is done, they would have a gold disc. Gold disc was the final version, the 1.0. And the gold disc was what they copied all the other copies that they then sold off of. So when a game goes gold, it's actually a dated term that these days just means it's done. It's hit 1.0. It's being sent to Steam and all the deployment platforms. What's a CD? It's a CD's nuts.
Got him.
Boom! Got him.
Dad joke. Happy Mom's Day.
Nailed it.
Happy Mom's Day.
No notes.
No notes. Yeah, I watched. We had Skill up on the show. I watched his preview of the game. They had like a big group that was all flown to, I think, Japan and played the game. He made a point to talk about how it wasn't just for like an afternoon. It was actually 4 days. They played 30 hours of the game. And
Jesus.
And Hideo actually went on to comment, I think, and at the end of that, they said they had like a Q&A with them, that was about a third of the game is what they played. So that is kind of shocking if that's a 100-hour game. Or if that's just like Hideo being
And
Hideo.
they took out the walking. Like a lot of the walking.
No. The walking's still in there. The walking is definitely still in the game. Like
now it's speed walking.
They said it's actually SkillUp mentioned that it's actually easier. Like that it's easier than the first game when it comes to the walking mechanics.
That's good.
It's not as like bullshittery. There's also monorails this time around, which I was kind of excited about. He's like riding a fucking monorail that he built, going throughout the world.
Oh,
so that was kind of cool.
Hell yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
here for that.
Yeah, and he's also made a point to say the game wasn't necessarily difficult at all, but that combat was more of a process that they kind of iterated on and a focus. There's more ways to engage in the combat in the game, which is good. Yeah, and he said the story is just completely Death Stranding. It's more Hideo.
Yep. Bonkers.
In all the ways possible. So I'm kind of excited for it. It was funny. I actually talked with my chat. I was like, where did I end up? Because we talked about Death Stranding on the show for a long time, I remember. Multiple shows worth. And I was like, where the fuck did I end up on if I enjoyed Death Stranding? And chat pulled out a quote that was like my final comment on the game. I said something to the effect of, I had a great time playing Death Stranding, but I don't know if anyone else needs to. And I kind of agree with that statement today. So with that, I'm going into Death Stranding too.
Yeah.
Well, that it honestly sounds like a lot of the jank ass indie games that I play on Saturday. It's like,
yeah, sure.
I had a great time, so you don't have to.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, that story got fucking weird, man. It didn't even get weird. That story is weird. But it also like had incredible performances and yeah. I hope that all that stuff exists in the same vein. I think it's going to keep me kind of playing for that next cutscene, as it were, of story, of dialogue, of whatever the fuck Kojima has in store for us. And for incredible lines like "I'm fragile, but not that fragile," or "Princess Peach."
Oh my god, my eyes hurt. My eyes hurt.
Just like so
hard.
Fantastic
eye strain.
Fantastic stuff. It's gonna be great. Invisible babies, real babies. All the Kojima shit that you come to love and expect. So, yeah, seems like the preview went well. Everyone was very, very, very positive about it. So, I'm all for it. This year has been delivering. Pretty much every game that I've hoped is good has come out and been pretty good. So super about that. Speaking of games not coming out this year, Grand Theft Auto 6 got confirmed to be delayed. We have not discussed that yet. I forgot about that. They also put out a second trailer, trailer 2. What is the current viewership on trailer 2? I want to say it broke all kinds of records. Let me open this.
Oh yeah, it had like what 80,000 views in the
It's at 100 million views right now.
Yeah, dude, it's absolutely obscene. Obscene.
On at least the main video. I don't know if there's like alternate stuff. Yeah, if they said that this video features both cutscenes and gameplay, Jesus, if the game even looks like anything like this upon release, holy shit. You can really see how much money was all into this. Digital Foundry did a great breakdown just talking about all the like small bits. You can pay attention to the arm hair in this game because apparently they went crazy on arm hair. There's also bubbles in the beer that they drink that look very much like, beer bubbles that you just don't think about ever rendering. It's usually just like they usually drink more hard liquor so they don't have to simulate the bubbles. But yeah, I'll be surprised if it runs any higher than 30 FPS on consoles given the visual fidelity of this, but looking fucking good. And I'm also glad that it got delayed so that they can have it done right and it's not being forced for sales purposes. Yeah. I'd rather play a better game because of that, and it sounds like I will. And it'll also give all the other fantastic games kind of a break because everyone was playing GTA 6 release date this year. So now that that's out of the way, it'll give more games, I guess, time to breathe. But yeah, Zeke, have you seen this trailer yet? Is this first time watching it?
No, it's the first time I'm seeing it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's wild that a game looks this good these days. I'm also interested about the story. The story seems like it's going to be pretty cool, pretty fun. Lot of conversation about like, is there going to be an undercover cop situation going on here, or is it just like two criminals doing criminal activity? We'll have to see, but it looks very good. No idea about
it's looking like a Bonnie and Clyde type of thing.
That's what I'm seeing too.
Yeah,
I'm seeing Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, yeah. Also, Zeke, you own an ammunition store in the game. I don't know if you caught the character there, but
oh yeah, there's a Zeke in the game. Yeah,
very much.
If there's a Zeke in any game, he's usually involved with guns or dirt of some sort.
Yeah,
that's out.
It's looking
liquor.
It's looking really good. And once again, I'm glad I don't mind the delay. I didn't see anyone really like upset about the delay. I'm glad that was the case because let them cook as long as they need to. Yeah. I'm also curious what that price tag's going to be. Still, is that going to be $100?
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
Charge whatever the fuck they want, though. They can. They just can. It's great.
Well,
what kind of freedom must that be like?
Like,
okay, GTA 6. What are we thinking about price?
Yeah.
I'm starting at $500. Convince me to go lower. Okay.
Yeah. Especially given this past week, there were so many more comments about game consoles, and Xbox upped their price of all of their system. I think Nintendo came out and said that like the price of the Switch 2 might change at some point, given the current tariffs. There was there was an industry report, which I thought was unfortunate given the number that they cited, but basically said that like game consoles or video games in general are going to get like a 69% potential price hike on a lot of shit.
Now, hold on. Tariff is this is such a dumb question, and I can't believe I've never actually thought about this. Do tariffs apply to non-physical goods?
Like digital media.
Like if I buy a game on Steam that's in another country, does it get tariffed? I thought it was physical.
No, because you're buying that from Steam, which is an American owned, and yeah, there's no tariff on that, I don't think.
So
I
what
don't
if
actually know who would get tariff there. Because like
we're not actually importing anything.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, there's no physical good, but we are in some cases like if we were to buy from a deployment platform in France. I mean, technically we'd be buying it from another country. So does that
I'm seeing a bunch of conversations of saying at the moment they don't, but they don't know how to cover digital goods.
And like another big thing is you just brought up a really good point. Steam is an American thing, right? So what's that mean for everyone that uses it outside of America?
I don't know. I mean, there was that quote about tariffing movies made outside the U.S. And that's where like all of Hollywood is gone these days. It's like Alberta and Montreal is like a huge, and London. Those are all like...
Not yet, but it's been proposed a tariff against films made elsewhere to target Netflix?
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading chat while you were talking.
100% tariff.
I was so stunned by what I read there that I stopped listening.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
100% tariff on that.
Oh my God. That's just a tax at that point. That's not even a tariff. It's just a tax.
Oh, it would...
Tariffs are tax anyway. But,
everything I read about that potential
that's not even a tariff
is that it would kill the industry.
Yeah.
Like outright, Hollywood would not survive from that. And maybe that's their own, propaganda. Maybe that's Hollywood propaganda, but yeah.
I will say, though, that does bring up the interesting point. Any collector's edition, any game memorabilia, any physical game-related object will be subject to that. Because very few of those are made here.
Yeah, so
I should say in the States. Yeah, worldwide you're fine. But for us, yeah.
Let me read. This is VG Charts is who's I'm reading from. The original report was from Tom's Hardware. They state that 87% of the video game consoles come from China, which are currently subject to a 145% tariff. That could potentially see the average price per console increase by as much as $428. Consumers are expected to cut back purchases by 73%. This could result in a $12 billion drop in consumer purchasing power in the U.S., as well as the U.S. economy losing $10.4 billion annually just from consoles. In the US, the price of the Xbox Series S increased by $80. The Xbox Series X went up $100. And the 2 terabyte Xbox Series X shot up $130. Nintendo does produce some consoles in Vietnam, and they were able to stockpile Switch 2 consoles ahead of the June 5th launch. However, the company did increase the price of the Switch 2 accessories in the US. Sony increased the price of the PlayStation 5 in Europe, Australia, and New Zealand last month. There's been no word yet if they will increase the price in the US. So we'll keep an eye on it.
Cool.
We'll see how all that goes. Fuck. Yeah. Yeah. I saw someone in my chat that was teasing me. Did you get a 5090 recently?
I did.
Did you buy it or did you acquire it through other means?
No, I'm doing a promo.
Okay, got it. So I actually purchased a 5090 about a week ago, and it's been in customs for about a week ago.
Really?
So I don't know what's gonna happen.
Are they holding it?
Yeah. The long story short is 5090s are pretty hard to get. And the reason I wanted a 5090 is not because I want the best hardware, though it is. It's that I want to be able to do sponsored streams for NVIDIA. And they were like, hey, we'll give you a 5080. And I'm like, I want a 5090. So I got a 5090 instead from a longtime viewer who in Canada got one. And so he next dayed it from Canada.
Next day stuck in customs for 2 weeks. Yep.
Yeah. Paid $500 for next day shipping, actually.
Jesus.
Wow. And it shipped out of somewhere in West Canada last Friday, set to be delivered last Saturday. It hit some city in the US and it's been stuck in customs ever since. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to pay money on top of that or...
JP?
Yeah.
If you would kindly not try to smuggle fentanyl through your 5090 next time, that'd be great.
Yeah, dude, the conversations I've had on the phone are so... Are you an importer? Are you importing? No, motherfucker, I'm trying to play video games, god damn it. We're gonna need we need some documentation. So I had to send a bunch of fucking forms to get...
Really?
Yeah. Like social security number, all of these crazy forms because they think that I'm like, I don't know. I guess
man.
I guess the process is they believe me to be an importer, and then I'm going to resell it in the U.S. is what they're worried about. But
Who cares? Like, what if you were? Like, what does that matter?
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's a whole process. So I'm hoping that it leaves. I sent forms on Thursday, and they're like, all right, 24 to 72 hours for customs to release the package, and then we'll get it sent to you. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It's a nightmare. I'm glad I'm getting it now, though, because it sounds like it's going to get much worse before it gets better with the cost of all that shit. So
Definitely sounds like it.
yeah. What else has happened in the news? Kind of same story, but different front of it. Randy Pitchford. Was this at PAX? I forgot. Yeah, it was at the Borderlands PAX East panel. He was asked about the price of Borderlands 4. And he flat out said, I don't know. And then very quickly went on to pivot and say that Borderlands 4 is more than twice the budget, twice the development budget for Borderlands 3. And that it, quote, might be like $80, as Nintendo and Xbox have already started to do.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was... The interview is
Borderland game
is kind of wild. Only because of how he says it. He says, quote, I'll tell you the truth. I don't know that is the truth. I'll hit it straight on. It's an interesting time. On one level, we've got a competitive marketplace where people that make these choices want to sell as many units as possible, and they want to be careful about people that are price sensitive. He continues, there are some folks who don't want to see prices go up, even the ones deciding what the prices are. There's other folks accepting the reality that game budgets are increasing, and there's tariffs for the retail packaging. It's getting gnarly out there, you guys. That was the big quote. It's getting gnarly out there, you guys. Borderlands 4 is more than twice the development budget for Borderlands 3, more than twice. So the truth is, I don't know what the price is going to be. He said that the pre-orders will open soon, and the price will be set by then. He said that devs want to sell copies, get the budget, make more games. Quote, when the revenue comes in, we can spend it to make bigger games and better games. The fundamental philosophy is that we want people to buy it so we have the resources to make more, but we want everyone who buys and plays a Gearbox game to feel certain that they got the better end of the bargain. So, yeah. Oh, listen to this. I don't know how the audience didn't moan and groan this part. At the very end of it, he said, quote, it's going to be the people at the publishing house that decide that. If it is cheaper, maybe we'll sell you that mini map that you guys want that we'll develop later, he joked, referring to some of the hesitant player feedback to Borderlands 4 going all in on a compass instead of using a mini map. How bad do you want that? $10? I don't know. I'm just kidding. Why would you even joke about that, man? Like, why would you even joke about it? Oh. I read that and I was like, what are you talking about?
No, it's the like equivalent of like the fucking asshole in your junior high school would be like, ha, just kidding. I'm not gonna punch it. Yeah, I might punch it. That's funny, right? No, it's not. It's never funny. That's not funny.
Well, it's like
it's never been funny.
It's the type of comment that I would say on this show to like make people moan and groan, not a fucking actual CEO that makes that decision. You just don't, you don't say that shit, man. It's wild. It's wild. What else? I'm just scrolling the news. Split Fiction sold 4 million copies worldwide. They crossed over that. Huge shout out to them.
How many? I'm sorry, I missed how many?
4 million. So that means 8 million people have played it.
Yeah,
or at least
absolutely killed it.
Yeah.
Absolutely killed it.
Diablo 4 was in the news this past week for all the reasons you would expect. They did a Berserk crossover, the popular manga and anime. And to get all of them, it was, what do you guys think? What's the price? What do you think the whole price of all the Berserk crossover MTX would be?
What do you get?
Skins. They are for in-game skins on the characters.
Okay.
To look like popular characters.
I'm gonna
Berserk.
stay out of this one because I know the number.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say $179.99.
You're pretty close. It's $150 to get all of them.
Okay. Okay.
That's pretty close.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they're like 2,500 platinum, which is effectively like $25. So yeah, they're getting raked over for the cost of those skins. So
But you
that's
know
been fun.
what? Doesn't matter. People are buying them, and we're gonna have it even worse next time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Without question.
Is it something? Are those platinum something you can earn in game or no?
I don't know if you can earn
think so.
platinum for free or in D4.
If you can, I don't think it's like farmable. If you even can. Oh, chat's just saying no.
Yeah,
Okay.
Chad is just
Saying
straight up saying
no.
no. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the last bit of news, which actually kind of relates to this, at least corporate greed. Zeke, you can relate to this because we've talked about it before on the show.
Okay. I'm waiting. Go
It's
ahead.
not good, Zeke.
I know.
It might be.
I figured.
It might
If
be.
you say something like you can relate to this, Zeke, I know it's not going to be something I'll like.
It's oh man, I've like talked to people about it since it happened yesterday. Magic the Gathering has a Final Fantasy crossover that is coming out in June, where they're doing Final Fantasy cards, themed cards in the Magic the Gathering universe. Popular characters for Final Fantasy 2 through 16 have all been included.
Oh, wow.
I think there's about 300 total cards. They had a PAX panel yesterday. Apparently, it's been the most successful Magic the Gathering thing ever in terms of pre-sales.
Really? Well, yeah.
I
sense.
purchased some.
Okay.
That's me throwing up in my mouth thinking about the money that I spent on the pre-purchase of these cards.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty
Are
expensive.
we going to mention numbers or no?
Well, you have to break it down by what you're buying.
But think of the savings that I saved. I saved us $1,000 by spending 10.
No, there's no savings in this, man.
No savings.
I
Okay.
have
Okay.
not dabbled in the Magic the Gathering world in quite some time. Man, it is. So to get a booster box, just a box, and this is a they designate the box by play box or play boosters and collector boxes.
Oh, the ones you just saved, yeah.
Yeah. So and you have to talk in MSRP here because MSRP is what they suggest that you should buy them at.
I don't like where this is going.
You typically don't get these things at MSRP because that's just not how that works. So a play booster box, how many packs is that? You get 14 cards in a pack, and a booster box contains
30 packs.
30 packs. That in itself is $150. Right? A collector box, a collector booster box, MSRP is, I only know what I paid for it, so I actually have to look this up. Chad, what is a collector? I want to say it's $400.
Oh.
Is it 400, chat? Is it okay? 400 MSRP. I paid 800. That comes with, I believe, 12 packs with 10 cards in them or something like that. Then there's Commander.
What makes them collector?
They have foil on them. That you get more foils in them, and there's also like specific art cards that only come in the collectors type deal. I only share all of this because I will be able to write this off because I'm going to open these on air, which is a super privileged position. If this was like what I was using my quote unquote private money on, I wouldn't fucking share this. This is shameful as hell. But because I'm going to write it all off on air, I'll talk about it a little bit.
You do know that that's just saving you the money on the taxes.
I know, but it's still yes, but it still makes me feel better, Co. Okay.
See, you're definitely doing that thing that Zeke just said about we're saving 1,000 by spending 10. Like you're doing exactly what he just said.
But we're saving 1,000 by doing 10, Co.
You know what? That's a great point.
I
What's
know.
the link for that?
I'll send you a link afterwards.
Thank you so
we
much.
Can
I'm
talk
gonna get
about
3
it. I
of
know a
them.
guy
Okay,
in Europe
great.
that can help import them. It'll be great.
Perfect.
No tariffs whatsoever on this. It's a great investment. It's a fantastic investment.
I've heard they're just going to make money over. They just print money. So, I'll
Dude,
just
they're
buy those.
printing money at this point. It was a 2-hour PAX panel yesterday. They showed a bunch of the cards. I didn't realize how honestly expensive Magic the Gathering cards have gotten. And how nefarious this. I knew scalping was bad in that world.
No, it was that bad.
I didn't know it was that bad, dude. Holy shit, I didn't know it was that bad. And to think that they also they're doing a Marvel collab sometime later this year, and Final Fantasy is doing this well. Fuck me, man. Just absolutely, it's Spider-Man. Sorry, it's Spider-Man. Yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. The cost of all that stuff. But yeah, who knew that you take one of the most popular video game franchises and put it on some cardboard, people lose their minds over all of it.
Who knew?
Who knew, indeed.
Who knew?
Yeah, so that's coming out middle of June, I think is when those will release. So don't look up the pre-sale price for Spider-Man. Oh God, I don't even want to know what that is. It's probably pennies. Or Final Fantasy stuff is probably pennies to that. Of course, Ben Starr, by the way, he's everywhere these days. He was
he apparently was killing it at the event. He was
PAX,
at the MTG event, and I
He was
heard
the
nothing but great things.
Yeah, he was the host there. He showed up at the Warframe panel yesterday in the Q&A section. He's fucking everywhere.
He's everywhere.
He's fucking everywhere. Someone in my chat, by the way, Co wants to let you know, and I'm glad to be the one to deliver this message to you. There is Fallout Magic the Gathering as well. So
I honestly I stopped the Magic the Gathering thing.
yeah,
I
you
played
got
it when
out?
I was a kid.
Oh, I have
I mean,
zero intention of playing. Let it be known. I am 100% doing this for the collectathon of it.
Yeah. It's just I stopped. I started when I was talking to my kids about it. I started to lose this barrier I had built on myself that I somehow convinced myself it's not just gambling. And that's all it is.
Yes.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
So I grew up with this romanticized version of Magic the Gathering, and as I've gotten older, I've realized that it's just my kids wanted to get involved. I was like, absolutely. I don't want you to be involved in this.
They wanted Pokemon packs. Is that what they wanted?
Magic. No. So what I do is they're into Pokemon, but I buy the Pokemon packs, and I give them the cards. I don't have them randomly open them and see what they.
Oh, you're buying the individual stuff.
Well, I'm buying the packs, then I open them and get all the benefit of that, and then I give them the cards. Yeah. So I get the dopamine hit. I mean, they're young; they don't understand. So I'm gonna get that hit.
part of me wants to stand up and applaud what you're doing, but the other part wants me to be like, what the fuck, man?
No, I'm gonna be perfectly blunt here. I do that, but I don't know the value. I don't know Pokemon. I don't know what's rare. I have no idea. I sort them by color. So they because they have favorite colors, and that's how I do it. I say, oh, here's the red ones for you. Here's, you know, so it's not like the whole. They don't go out to buy packs to get the rares. They like Pokemon cards because they love the art. They collect them, just like you do. That's why they like.
Yeah.
So, you know, and for me growing up, man, I didn't realize how much I fell into the like. I would forego food at times to buy magic cards to chase those rare cards.
You were in deep.
I never connect. I was in deep. I never really connected those dots. That
Man.
like, you know, it was. Yeah. So I don't want my kids to go through that.
I get it. Yeah.
Someone involved in this show, and I'm not going to name names.
Okay.
May have gotten his first job around the time Magic was starting to get really huge, and he may have spent his first several paychecks completely just wrote the paycheck over to the comic book shop where he got his Magic cards. I'm not saying who that was, but I'm saying one of us did that.
Dude, there was a place near me called the Magic Place that was basically filled by guys like you that just ran it out of basically a house. I played tournaments there. I had a black deck and had 4 nightmares, 4 singer vampires. Like it was stacked. Like I made adults cry at 13 years old when I would beat them in tournaments with this black deck. It was amazing. But no, it's it was a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we've talked about the Magic the Gathering history, I think, on the podcast before. And
Funny
so now
side
I'm
note,
glad to be able to add to it.
That store taught me personally that adults can be absolute morons. Like there was an event that happened.
You might have told this story.
I might have talked about it. There was an event that happened in that store that made me realize, like, oh, adults are just total idiots, like we are. Like, I'll never forget when I'm sitting there holding this Magic card, and there's this late 20s guy in front of me, and his probably late 20, mid 20 friend across the side. I'm holding this card, and I go, "Do you need any of these?" And I hand it to him. He looks at the card. And he starts laughing hysterically. And I was like, I instantly knew why. I was like, oh, I know, because the card's called Hives, right? And I went, so I'm just like, haha, whatever. And then he looks up at me and he goes, no, I don't need any hives. And the guy next to me starts cracking up. And these guys laugh for like a solid 15 seconds. And little like 12 to 13-year-old me is just like, are y'all for real right now? Like, really? And then at that moment, I was just like, "Oh, adults are just as dumb as we are." Like I'm looking at these two giants, just like go falling at each other. I was like, "You could have just said no and just walked away."
Jesus.
And as someone in chat was saying, yes, a more older version of me probably would have noticed they were both high off their asses, which is probably why they did that. But little 12-year-old me was just confused and like, "Why are you laughing?" It's not
Man.
Yeah. So anyway.
And those guys that you just described went on to have children that play Magic. And I went to exactly one Seal Deck tournament as an adult. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna see if I still got a little bit of skill in this. And I went in there and I played against a 12-year-old kid. And he kicked my ass, but it wasn't just the ass kicking. It was how he derided me the entire time about my play. He was like, oh, you're going to put that there? Oh, you forgot to even tick this damage. I'm not going to take it if you're not going to remember to do it. And then this, and no, you could have attacked with that. He gave me the play-by-play after beating the shit out of me. He was like, oh, you could have done this and you could have done that. And I'm like, that table flip, that famous table flip, like the gifts. Yeah, holy shit. I was almost there. I'm like, this kid's 12, dude. Don't do it. And I'm like, God damn it. I walked out and I sold my fucking Magic cards, like all of them. I was like, this is not the game I remember anymore. I'm done. Dude.
The story I told, funny enough, I was the young kid in that story. I wasn't deriding the other guy. And this is the story I told on Drop Frames. But one of the last tournaments I ever played in as a young kid was when with that black deck, it was a tournament. And this dude came with his buddies and he was super confident and he thought he was going to kick my ass. And I just, from the second turn, I had total control. Barely said anything. Was just like, I had 3 singers down, like 10 black lands, put down a nightmare, and he got so angry. Like, so angry. Started talking about how my cards were cheap. Like, oh, who makes a deck like that? Like, hey, you need to like make sure the rules are set there. Like, all of this stuff. And when I finally won, he started yelling. He like went and talked to the bot. Like, oh, is he even old enough to be in this tournament? Like, all this stuff. I was like, man, you know what? Maybe I don't.
Oh man. Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. The nice thing, if there is a nice thing, my brother he used to work at a comic shop when I was growing up, and when he was in like high school, early 20s. So like, and they ran Magic tournaments at his at the comic shop where he worked. And so when I messaged him yesterday and I said, hey man, I bought some Magic cards. He called me and was like, are we good?
do you need I got the gambling number. Are you okay?
Are you good? And I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm done. He goes, all right. Hung up, and then we started texting again. Like, it was such a dire conversation that he
hilarious.
got the phone. We don't really talk on the phone. We text. He's like, are you good? It's like, yeah, I'm good. So
Listen,
I'm aware.
when you said you bought Magic cards, I was very much the experienced gambling problem person to go, God, I hope he doesn't get any good cards. I really don't, because you like, any gambler will tell you, like, the worst thing you can do when you start gambling is win.
Yeah.
That is the worst thing you can do. Because if you lose, it will turn you off of it. So it has a tendency to turn you directly off of it.
Sure.
So I'm secretly hoping that you lose. I'm like, don't give him any rare cards, because holy fuck, man, it's a hole. It's a hole.
It's a
dude.
fucking hole. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and trust me, they've got them. They've got the serialized chocobo cards where there's a gold chocobo and there's only 77 in the entire world and blah 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 blah. Yeah, like, they've included all that shit, just like they did with Lord of the Rings, where they had the one ring where there was one of one.
Yep.
And that sold. Post Malone, the singer, bought that for $2 million.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's already stories around that. Yeah. Anyways, I thought I'd bring that up. Some of us have played games. Zeke, you've played 2 that I kind of want to talk about. I do want to talk.
I love how you say that. The rest of them, not so much.
Well, no. You've played 2. You played a lot, but Revenge of the Savage Planet you played, and you also played.
Yeah.
What was the other one? The Midnight.
Midnight Walk.
Midnight Walk. Yes. I'll give you the choice. Which would you want to dive into?
Well, the Midnight Walk I can talk about, because it's actually a fairly short game.
Okay.
I think I played through it in one stream, 6 hours.
Oh,
It's a little on the high side price wise for 6 hours. It's 36. It's actually $40 on sale, 10% off, but that's Steam. Everything's on sale all the time. So it's not a really
Sure.
big deal, but it was $36 for 6 hours. Now, that being said, if that is your metric, fine. I completely understand that. It's a completely viable metric for how, like, whatever. But it was super unique. It was all hand done, like claymation style. My only problem with it's I know it's the Midnight Walk, but like, it was really dark. Like, a lot of it was like super dark.
Oh.
And I hesitate to turn up like the brightness in games, because it has tendency to just wash it out, So I left it, and they play with the light and dark mechanic a lot, but I just really wanted just a touch brighter. But all that being said, the story is great. It's like you go through a few like fairy tales. Like each act is like a different fairy tale. Or a folklore tale or something like that. But the things that are really stand out about it, obviously the claymation style, the stop motion claymation. If you're into that shit, it's fucking great. It's very Tim Burton-esque, even a little bit darker than that. Like somewhere between a Tool video and Tim Burton, like somewhere between there.
I'm out then.
Okay.
The fucking Tool videos, man. Growing up, that shit.
I like the one with the blue
Yeah.
rocky head people. Which one was that one? That
Yeah.
was fun.
Was that 46?
And I'm talking like early Tool when they
Yeah, that-
did all the claymation and stuff.
I thought that was 46.
But
The pots. That's what it was.
so the visuals are awesome. They're really, I mean, when you can see them, obviously, they're really awesome. But they do play with light and dark. Like one of the main mechanics is you light a match. There are matchbooks everywhere, and the story kind of relates to the matchbooks. And you use matches to light your companion throughout the game, Potboy. And
Okay.
he helps you like overcome puzzles and stuff. You like tell him to go here, stand there, put a flame on that, like that kind of stuff. He helps you overcome obstacles and puzzles and stuff. But I would say the real standout for this is the audio design is just really eerie and creepy and good, and headphones 100% recommended for this. Because they have a mechanic in the game where your character closes his eyes and you have to listen for stuff. You have to listen for like which direction to go, or like you walk by a chest, like a chest of drawers, like, or a few chests of drawers, and you have the character close his eyes and you have to hear like shuffling paper to find out which chest of drawers has like the thing you want. And I'm not really spoiling anything. These are like mechanics that come up like right away, like beginning of the game.
Yeah.
But the way the binaural design was really, really good. And as you can see, like the environments are really cool when you can see them. So they do a lot with scaling too, like as far as like making you feel like small compared to like a big thing that you're seeing in front of you.
Yeah.
Really neat.
I saw a conversation on Twitter where someone mentioned PSVR 2. Is this also a VR game?
It's primarily a VR game. I guess you're supposed to play it in VR.
It looks very VR-y.
Okay. Yeah, that I see. Because everyone that I saw play this, you, Jinx was playing it, handful of other broadcasters as well. None of them were playing it in VR, which kind of says what VR is these days. But yeah.
It's just such a pain in the ass. Like, if if this was on PlayStation VR, it's kind of baked in, but like getting other VR systems working it's not difficult. It's just a hassle that you just don't want to do, because it's like one game in a fucking 10 months comes out. You actually want to break it out for it. It's just like, it just gathers dust.
And then on top of that, something that I'm sure a lot of people listening aren't thinking about is for us streamers, when you have a VR headset, it is a capture nightmare. You not only have to get the proper applications to convert it to normal, but not all headsets like the same applications. Sometimes the image doesn't work. Sometimes OBS doesn't want to take the image. I mean, one of my first VR streams, I spent like an hour and a half meticulously making the image perfect, only then to find out that OBS could not import it. So I had to like basically redo it in a different app. It's a complete freaking nightmare. And it's already like annoying. So on top of that, it's just not interesting.
Also,
on
top of that, watching a VR stream is rough.
Also has problems.
Because
in fact, the only way I can do it
is because you're always looking around.
You had to use even more third-party programs to smooth the image. So like at one point when I was doing my Half-Life Alyx thing, I had to I had the Steam preview, had to pass that to a different app so it'd work in OBS. And then I had to pass that through before I passed it OBS, I had to put it through another app that would smooth it. And it's just like, and even then it wasn't great to watch. Like,
just a hassle. And that's why no one does VR, or very rarely people do VR streams anymore.
Unless they're VR specific. And that's like, and their whole setup is tailored to it and it works, like that's fine. That's understandable.
Yep. It's a nightmare. Yeah. So I was not aware that this was a VR first game, I guess, but
I'm still I have a whole freaking room for VR. I'm going to use it one day. Damn it. One day.
I'm going to bring you into VR chat. We're going to go to DGen night together one night. I promise. We'll do it. You got to stay up
Half-Life Alyx 2. Let's go.
And that's probably one of the reasons, if not the reason, which in this day and age, it seems so strange that that a game that's released today does not have a FOV slider, or at least an option. It doesn't. It is super close though. It's like 60. You know,
Honestly,
most FOV is like 90 at least. This one's like whoop.
That's the VR backend right there. Because
That's what I'm
FOV
saying,
and
yes.
yeah, FOV and VR is not really a thing. So they probably there you go.
So it is a little close. Like it's a little close quarters throughout it, but thankfully, there's only rare parts where you actually have to move or react fast. Like so, it doesn't really affect much of the gameplay. It's just like it's like you're real close to the screen. You're just like okay,
Got it. So
yeah,
VR is I guess a side topic to this. Overall, though, Midnight Walk, it sounds like thumbs up from what I was hearing you say. A little on the short
thumbs
side,
up
though.
the thumbs up if they reduce the price a little bit because $40 or $36 a bit much for 6 hours of content.
That's a bit rough.
Yeah,
that's a bit rough.
Yeah.
They'd have to be like some
even with
really
something
good
like
hours.
this that's so unique and so gorgeous and stuff like that. It's just like going to a museum and like they kick you out after 10 minutes. You're just like, oh, but there was, I bet. Oh, okay.
yeah,
Like what I saw was beautiful. If that makes a difference.
yeah. It's true. It's true. I'm pulling up Revenge of the Savage Planet real quick. Ko, I'm actually curious. What do you tell your kids about what's the VR room to them? Do you just have that door shut and they never go in?
No, it is the VR room.
Oh, it's the VR room.
Like,
okay.
Yeah, no. So there was a period of time when we got like I think it was a Quest or something, and they played around with it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they it's an actual. I just tell them I use it all the time and don't talk about it.
they're gonna like move out of the house. Still have never used the VR room.
Not even once, bro. Not even once.
Oh man! All right, Revenge of the Savage Planet. Zeke, please tell me you like this game because I guesstimated.
This game was great.
Yay! Okay, I could still do it. I knew this was a game that you would love, and I'm glad to hear that you did. I have not seen any of the other planets, so this is my first time seeing non-tropical gameplay. But pretty much kind of a collect-a-thon of a title, right? With some fun quirkiness.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. It's very much like Ratchet and Clank. Like it gets compared to that, but yeah, the gameplay is very similar to that for sure. And it is a collect-a-thon in that like once you get the ability to like scan, it's just boop, 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 boop. Like it doesn't clog your compass until you scan. So like it has like you can see the compass at the top. It has like my main objective, but when you scan, it'll show you there's an egg here, there's a chest here, there's a this here, there's that, there's this, there's that. So everywhere you go has just tons of shit to collect if that is your bag, but you don't have to do it as much. You can easily get to the end of the game without collecting much outside of the main quest, but a lot of it is pretty fun. Like these little chests here, this one is a you have to wait for your robot to hack. And so you have to defend the chest for like however long, 30 seconds.
Sure.
So there's chests like that. There's chests of like there's these electric mushrooms that you have to electrify to get the chest to open, like 3 of them all around. You have to like hunt and search for them. It's pretty fun. There's other ones with like panels that you have to shoot, like you have to find and shoot 3 panels to open this chest. You know, standard stuff, but always been fun for me to play. But the standout, of course, JP nailed it.
Yeah.
The standout of the game is definitely their live action shit. Like the commercials, the messages you get from the actual people in the game. Like, ding dong, ding dong. I actually did that. I went back because I beat the game on stream. It wasn't terribly long. It was like 13 hours, 14 hours to beat the game.
Okay.
To get to one ending. But I put like 4 or 5 more hours into it off stream to get like there's other quests you can do that are sort of like plot quests that you can resolve if you want to.
Sure.
So I did those, but I did the Ding Dong Diaper Academy and I did all the quests for that, and goddamn, those commercials, holy shit.
They're good, man.
It's some of the best, like, Tim and Eric awesome show, like, fucking off the wall, absurd, disgusting, purposefully disgusting, like, shit. It's so good. It's and the thing is, they know that. They know how good they are. So every new planet you open, you get like 4 more commercials to watch. You're like, new planet. That means we're gonna go home and watch some more commercials.
Yeah, I sat here and watched with the game director. I talked about it already, but I was just like, this is like, you guys just should do this for a living. The game's great. It's fantastic looking and it's awesome, but like, holy shit, man, this shit is crazy good. Just put it on like Adult Swim or something. I don't know. I don't even know where you would put that.
No, for sure. No, that's where it belongs. It belongs somewhere like that, like on the late night Adult Swim shit.
Yeah.
The commercial is just fantastic. And there's like, God, like 15 of them. I want to say even.
Yeah, I think
he
said there's 20 in the game. Is what
20. There you go. Yeah. And they're all different. They're not all the same. They're all completely different commercials for completely different products. And like my favorite, did you see the lawyers? Commercial?
No, I never saw. That must be something that's later in the game.
The Slammers? You didn't see the Slammers?
I have not seen yeah.
That's one of my favorites. The Slammers.
Out of curiosity, have you finished the game, JP?
Represent you.
I did not. Zeke did.
Okay.
Yeah. I was only able to play like 3 hours in the preview build. So.
Okay.
Okay.
They said it was like 15 hours of content though, right, Zeke? That's about where you clocked in?
15 hours to go to like the main story with a little bit of collecting on the side. If you want to complete the game and get everything, it's a big task.
Yeah.
There's shit everywhere.
Yeah, there's 5 planets
but you can,
and a lot of stuff to collect.
Yeah. And they give, but much to Guillaume's detriment, or not detriment, much to Guillaume's chagrin, probably, it's a checklist. They give you a literal checklist of shit that because it's a collectathon. That's kind of the game. So like they give you a checklist on every single planet. And one of the other main mechanics that I really enjoyed was you actually capture animals on each planet. And they have a certain number of animals that you can capture. And each animal, like not each animal, but like most of the animals have like different mechanics. So you can catch them. Like you have to stomp this one, shoot its tail a couple times, and then dizzy it. And then you can, you get a laser lasso and you pull them into like this vortex that drops them into your menagerie at home. But yeah, that was fun figuring out all the mechanics to capture all the animals. And the animals, you do research on them and they give you like suit upgrades or like item upgrades and shit like that. Yeah, unlocks, exactly. And it was fun. This guy, though, became my favorite character in the game. Ding Dong.
Yeah.
The Shamalama.
He's
man, he was my companion.
Blaba Biachi? Did I say that right?
That's the fashion that they're wearing, the Blaba Biachi. Yeah.
Blaba Biachi.
Yep.
Okay.
Easily the best learning you can get. George Washington. That's right. The famous quote from George Washington. It's all so good.
I graduated from this class so I can do whatever I want or nothing, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, it's fucking beautiful. Yeah.
Ding dong.
I felt
one of the questions.
I was gonna say I was self-conscious because I was watching this and he was the creator was not on yet. The dev was not on yet. And I was like, man, I feel like really fucking targeted. I'm like kind of like this is kind of messed up that they would think that like I was doing my normal bullshit, which is not, I wasn't being honest or I wasn't really saying that. I was being sarcastic. And he joined and the first thing he said was like, hey man, I'm sorry about that. Like we weren't really targeting streamers with that. And I was like, oh no. That's like my thing. I'm a sarcastic asshole. Like you guys did you guys did a fantastic job. I'm a facetious idiot. Yeah.
There are a few commercials in there that hit pretty close to home, and they are fucking real.
I know.
There's one about like, oh God, it's about like microtransactions.
Yes.
And it's all about that. And they just slam it in your face, like just yell it at you the entire commercial. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a huge long name. It's got like 17 different like names
Yeah.
for the thing you're playing. Yeah.
It's
But
great.
yeah, there's a few of them that are just like, oh, I know what you're doing. I know who you're targeting with that.
It's good stuff. Yeah. Also available on Game Pass, by the way. So if you have Game Pass, you
it
can
is.
get
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And
No, it's definitely I couldn't. It's. I know it's a little too early to put top 10, games of the year. We're only halfway through the year, or less than half. But like, I had a fucking blast with this game, and the
Nice.
gameplay was solid.
Okay.
The thing with it that all the elements that they put in it worked properly. Like the commercials, awesome, well done, accomplished what they wanted to accomplish. The humor, absolutely wonderful. But also, I was surprised at how much I enjoyed the actual gameplay of it. Once you unlock a few things, you get pretty fucking mobile around the thing. Like you're just like, grappling and lassoing and jumping.
Jumps,
yeah. So it becomes like the gameplay actually becomes super fun as well to go back and like, if you missed something, it becomes less of a chore because you have so much more motility to get to those places now. It makes it a ton easier, which I didn't see coming. One thing I will say, like, the combat is a little stale. I mean, it's just like one pistol, shoot, and that's it.
Yeah.
Not a lot of variety there, but thankfully, usually doesn't last too long.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you
And
enjoyed
there's a couple of boss fights in it as well that were. This
I
game
never
is
saw
not
a
about
boss
difficulty.
fight, so yeah. I never
Nothing
saw
wrong
any
with
of the boss
that. Nothing
fights.
wrong. We can't all be Expedition 33.
That's
right?
true.
Sometimes
That's true.
simplicity is.
Zeke played solo, but the entire game's co-opable. You can play with two people.
That's true. Yes. Also.
Yeah. Just to hit my talking points for the sponsored stream. Yeah. It's also a co-op game. Did you note, by the way, Zeke, little small Easter egg when you go, the town on the first planet that you enter, and it says like population 1 on the billboard.
Yeah.
When
New
someone
Florida.
joins, it says population 2. It's pretty cute.
Oh, I didn't know that. No, I never had anyone join.
Yeah. It's just a small. The dev like pointed out and was like, "Oh, that's cute. Good job." He's like, "Yeah." They probably took like, I don't know, 24 hours to make just that subtle change. Knowing how games work. I was like, I get it, man.
That's great.
Fucking games are hard. I get it.
That's great, dude.
Yeah. Cool. That is Revenge of the Savage Planet. We only got about 15 minutes left. I do want to talk about Dune. Co's been playing it all broadcast. He's loving the grind.
I am.
I had to dip out of it because it very quickly dawned on me, and I don't want to sour your experience, but this soured mine. All that shit's getting deleted.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I very much am.
And that's why I was just kind of like, oh man, I'm having a pretty fun time grinding all this stuff, but it's all fucking gonna get deleted. So I guess I'm done with the game, and I just like kind of shelved it. Because this is your first time doing it, right? You didn't play the first weekend that they had the test.
Good.
Oh, you're back. Yeah. Sorry, you froze for a second.
No, I heard this is your first.
This is your first time playing the game, right? You didn't play the first weekend? Okay.
I did not.
Yeah, so this is my second time through all of that. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to have to do this a third time.
I could see why you'd not want to do that.
Yeah, because it's all the same. There's like the central quest line and all that stuff. But yeah, it sounds like from the comments you've made thus far, you're enjoying Dune Awakening.
Honestly, I'm kind of absolutely loving it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it has to do with my managed expectations and also my expectations in general. So when I first saw Dune, and I actually went to like a gameplay thing at GDC a while back. So like I thought I had a good idea about what this game was. And what I thought is that this game was going to be Conan Exiles, except instead of running around wearing a loincloth, I was going to run around in a still suit. And I said, okay, it's going to be just another survival sandbox from Funcom. I played the hell out of Conan Exiles. I do love Dune. I really like Dune, but I don't necessarily want to play like all of Conan Exiles again, just, again, wearing a still suit. It's not really, whatever. So that's actually one of the reasons I skipped the first one. Because after the gameplay reveal, especially after the combat, I was like, this looks kind of like classic Funcom jank. You know, I'm sure it'll be decent on release, but I don't need to see it before then. So then this weekend, an opportunity, like I didn't even know, honestly, they were doing another beta, and an opportunity popped up and people were like, hey, are you gonna play it? Are you gonna play it? And I was like, well, you know what? Let me give it a try. I'll give it a try. I want to give it a try because I like to try games even if I'm not generally interested in them. So I know what to talk about when people ask me why I don't like it, right? It's good to know. So instantly from playing it, I realized this was something different. And what I mean by that is the first NPC I talked to had nothing to tell me except fully voice acted like 9 to 15 lines of Dune lore. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, this is pretty cool. And then I started like, figuring out the sandworm mechanics, figuring out the water mechanics. And for me, the clincher was that first little dungeon that the guy sends you in to get the planet researcher class unlock. And like, I went into there was like fully voice acted logs. It was pretty, like I was having a good time exploring it. And it made me realize like, this is not just another survival sandbox. Like don't get me wrong, it is a survival sandbox game, but it's actually doing enough on top of it to make it something that I am actually now really interested in. I like the tech. I like the world. I love the sandworm mechanics. Like that, the first few times you deal with the sandworm are, especially like when it's chasing you and stuff, actually made my heart beat faster. It was awesome. I've loved all the Dune lore. The Dune lore is dripping from this game. Everything in this game is Dune. And that was my biggest concern. I was like, I don't want to feel like I'm just playing Conan Exiles with a new coat of paint. I don't really. Like, it actually feels like Dune, like constantly having to, exsanguinate people and clean their blood and harvest all this stuff. And you're constantly making through. So the TLDR is, because I could talk about this for the next hour, the game really surprised me. I'm having a great time working through the alpha or whatever this is, the demo thing. It's janky.
Weekend, yeah.
This game is janky. This is a classic Funcom janky game. And what that means is animations don't line up. There's bugs. The combat itself is janky. Like this whole like weird melee lock on thing.
So
Gunplay is a little light. So this is all stuff that I expected. Like this is standard Funcom jank. Every Funcom game I've ever played has started rough. They stick with it. It gets to be decent or better. That's their thing. They're kind of like Egosoft in that regard. I've been with them through Anarchy on Egosoft, makers of the X series, if you're familiar with that. The X series and patches generally start buggy and terrible, but then once they stick with it and get the bugs out, they're actually pretty great. X4 is a great example.
Yeah.
But what I've done with Funcom, I've been through Anarchy Online, Age of Conan, Secret World, Conan Exiles. It's all the same thing. They have like a formula they go through. So that being said, there is a massively good foundation in this game. Massively. Like even in its current state, I would play and enjoy it. And there's, it's locked in early tiers and there's all sorts of problems with combat and stuff. But the big thing that I stress is if you're a Dune fan, you love the Dune lore and you are even slightly into survival sandboxes, you need to check this game out because it feels like a middle ground between like almost a single player Dune RPG and a survival sandbox. Like it's not just a survival sandbox. There's enough quality NPCs, quality voice acting, like little audio logs everywhere. It doesn't feel like that normal soulless, empty survival experience, which to put it bluntly, like Age of Conan gave me that kind of feeling. Age of Conan felt to me like pretty much a generic survival sandbox game with a few extra mechanics on top of it in a loincloth.
Yeah,
that was it. And this game feels like an evolution of that. So I've really enjoyed my time. I can't wait. I've got a big base build planned. I want to really kind of like experiment with the mechanics and see how big we can do it. And I only have tomorrow to do it. Unfortunately, I'm kind of bummed I got in so late. It ends tomorrow from what I understand. So but yeah, it's been great. It far surpassed my expectations.
Yeah, they're definitely doing a lot more with it. I think yesterday, at least the wider audience on Twitch, they did a whole slew of sponsored streams for it. And they were PvP focused. And like,
I have to say,
this is the clip that came out of it. This is Tyler 1 stun locking Shroud. And like, this is what's getting tossed around right now.
This is the Funcom jank.
Yeah.
Like, and I actually did a little PvP today and had a weird experience. I had an experience that I thought was bugged at first, but I later found out I think it was just me not understanding the mechanics. But the combat and the end game PvP, which is really unfortunate because the PvP is the end game mechanic.
Yeah.
And PvP in this game is rough. It's rough. It's all over the place. It's wildly variant in what gear people can have. There's not really a lot of good feedback to the player on what's going on. And I have to say, the idea that they would do their big PR push, basically showcasing the actual worst part of the game, really showed me that was not good. You should have seen the chats during it.
So the crazy thing, it
was terrible.
There was an official broadcast.
Should have had a build competition or something, man. Like,
well, they gave them pre-made bases. There was an official Dune broadcast for that stream just then. And as Tyler, they had that on the main stream. And as he was doing it, the devs were like, yeah, so we should have fixed this. Like, we knew that this was and it's like, oh man, why would you show that? Or, the thing about
PvP is when PvP is involved, there's already going to be so much controversy over the decisions of the PvP system.
Yes.
PvP alone is going to elicit potential controversy. To showcase your PvP game in a buggy, not fluid, not good state, giving it to players where most of them had no idea what the game was, no idea what to do. They were giving them high tier equipment they didn't know how to use. I mean, poor Sacriel, man. His entire stream was trying to because he was one of the only people that play, trying to explain how to play the game the whole time. And it's just like, again, there are times when there are PR pushes on Twitch where it's like, whoever did that, awesome. And then there's times like this where it's like, what were you thinking? like who okayed this? Because with all the money they spent on that was wasted.
Yeah.
They could have shown so many better parts of this game. So many better parts. That are just more enjoyable, more engaging, like baffling.
Yeah, and for what
and also it showcased a lot of streamers having a horrible time playing it.
Yeah,
which was also just like there's so many clips of just streamers having a terrible time.
These clips are the most popular. which 100% I agree with you. Like, as someone who I was sponsored for the first weekend that I think was streamer only, and that was only 24 hours, so we couldn't really experience that much. But those sponsorships were start at level 1, go through all the stuff, do a little bit of base building. Yeah, makes sense. This sponsorship was, let's get 10 of arguably the biggest streamers on the platform, get 200,000 people watching from a PAX East broadcast.
If somebody sold this idea to Funcom, I would be very angry if I were Funcom. Yeah. Like, because it just shows a complete misunderstanding of what should have been displayed, how it should have been displayed, the people chose to display it. Like, it was a waste of money. Yeah, and that sucks. I feel bad for Funcom because now that I played the game, it's like there is so much.
Well, it's like
really cool stuff in this game.
It's this. It's like the base building.
Like there's some great cool things, like doing the little dungeons and all the NPCs. Dude, one of the freaking first NPCs you talk to, Harkonnen versus Atreides, is Garrus. I was just like, they got Garrus, and the other guy, the guy that Garrus is across from, was a fantastic voice actor. The Harkonnen guy. Yeah, like, I was hanging on every word that he was saying, and I'm sitting here like, this doesn't feel like a survival sandbox. Like, this is different. Yep. So yeah, I'm very sad that's what happened. And apparently the entire PvP event was in the open sun. So it's just like, you're not even showcasing the mechanics. Like, you're not like,
that sucks.
So bad.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah. I get the intention, but it didn't.
Oh, it started at night apparently, but I guess it went into the daytime. But
didn't show.
But again, there wasn't. You can't really fault the streamers because they hadn't played like a lot of them.
I saw Peekaboo, one of the streamers Peekaboo's a WoW player, PvPer, and they were all on the speed bikes going through the open desert. And someone in the comms, the clip is something to the effect of like, now, careful guys, if you get eaten, you lose everything. And we're going to PvP, so don't do that. And he's literally riding, the worm comes up, kills him, loses everything. And he's like, What the fuck? Like, what,
Again,
what happened?
somebody put in a situation that was insanely dangerous and had no idea what was going on. Yeah,
It made for funny clips at least, but not for necessarily the best content.
it's funny clips because it's funny, but it certainly doesn't show off the game.
No,
when a streamer dies and has no idea why and they're confused, like that looks terrible for the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, funny clips, but it's just unfortunate.
Yeah, without question. So, anyways, I'm sure we'll be talking about Dune. That comes out. Is that next month for full release?
June 10th.
So
June 10th.
June
Okay.
10th, supposedly, but we'll see after this.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, to be, if they aren't thinking about that after
Yeah.
that performance,
Yeah.
like they probably want to have at least a big PR push that's positive.
I know that they had a bunch, or at least on the broadcast yesterday, where they were showing all this PvP. The devs were constantly being like, "That's fixed. We're fixing that. That's already been patched. That's in the pipeline." So
That's great.
yeah,
That's awesome. That's
it
good
just
news.
sucks that the narrative is that it's being fixed, not that it doesn't even exist to begin with. So yeah, June's going to be a pretty busy month though, because of course we have all the SGF stuff that's kicking off on the 6th. Switch 2 launches on the 5th. Bunch of games coming out as well. But we'll cover all that when it's June. It's still May. This coming week, Doom with an M, not with an N. That early access or advanced access comes out tomorrow. I think the game everywhere is Tuesday or Wednesday, something like that. Reviews for it, pretty positive. I'm excited for it. As always, Doom with an M is always good. It seems like the melee combat, Zeke, you actually might be into this Doom.
Dude,
Pretty melee focused.
they're calling it
Thinking
Devil
about that,
May
yes.
Cry in first person, and it's
Yeah.
like, ooh, that
Yeah.
sounds good.
Seems pretty good.
Okay,
Seems pretty good.
we can work with that.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll be talking about that next week, as well as whatever. I'm trying to think. When does Tainted Grail?
Tainted Grail: Fall of Avalon.
Yeah,
That comes out the 22nd of this month.
It's the 22nd.
It's looking
Okay,
awesome.
got it. Yeah, that's
It's
looking
basically
good.
the spiritual successor to Morrowind.
Yeah. And then I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Deals. Oh, Roadcraft, Zeke's favorite. On the 20th, we're going to
my
be jumping
God.
in the SnowRunner sequel. That'll be a good time.
Dude,
That's gonna be
so
so
much
fun for
people
Zeke. I can't wait for
Keep
that.
giving me updates about Roadcraft coming out. They're like, "Hey Zeke, you hear Roadcraft coming out? Roadcraft, hey, Roadcraft's coming out."
This is your life now, buddy.
Oh, man. At this point, you got to jump in. You got to give the people what they want, Zeke. You got to, yeah. Should be a fun time.
Oh, I hope they sponsor me. Oh yes, Mud. I hope they sponsor me.
Elden
I
Ring
hope they
Nightreign.
reach out and I'm like, that seems like just the game for me.
Oh God, I am on a press
The
list.
first time a sponsored stream is done, Zeke's like, "Do not buy this game. This game is garbage. They paid me to say this, by the way. It's garbage."
Yeah, the I guess PR head or marketing head reached out for a shipment. Co, you might have been on that list as well, but I'm very eager to get said shipment from them about their press package for the Roadcraft.
For Tainted Grail?
No, for
Roadcraft.
well, also for Tainted Grail. That'll be cool.
Oh.
But the Roadcraft one is
I don't talk to them. I don't know what you're talking about.
okay.
I don't think I've ever played one of those games, so I don't
It's
know.
gonna
if you
be
know who I am.
it's gonna be a little goofy, is all I will say. And then at the end of the month,
Lord. Now I'm interested. Hold up. Wait, what?
I'm sure you'll see some clips.
Oh, man.
Elden Ring Nightreign on the 30th. We'll of course be covering that. Where are you guys at on Elden Ring Nightreign, by the way? Kind of whatever.
No hyped at all.
Yeah?
I have zero
Okay.
hype for that. I want to be. I mean, I love Elden Ring. It still God, I hate saying it. I'm gonna say it again. It feels cash grabby to me. I don't know why. It feels weird.
No,
It feels weird. Like I don't like them recycling all their content for multiplayer. Like it's weird having enemies that like lore fit areas just drag and dropped into other stuff for like random. I don't know, man. It's one of those things where I want to like it, but I'm having a hard time.
I'm right there with you. I hope I play it. I'm pleasantly surprised, and I'm like, guys, we got to jump in here and play Elden Ring
Exactly.
Nightreign, and three of us
That's
play
exactly how I hope to be. Yes. Do you want to try it together?
Yeah, the three of us
Okay,
could definitely play
Let's do
together.
let's do it. Let's all try it together, and we'll come
I'm
up
on
with
board on the
a nice
30th.
big group decision.
Yeah, isn't it? Aren't the team? Isn't it teams of three? So that should work perfect. I think it's three people.
Perfect.
I
If
don't
it
know
is,
if it's
that's
four.
great.
But yeah, we should do that on, if that comes out the 30th, we could do that on the 1st, although the 1st would be our pre-Summer Game Fest show. So
Okay.
maybe
Figure it
just
out.
play that Saturday or that Friday if you guys want to. So
Totally done.
yeah, there's a wizard class, Zeke. You can play the wizard class.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You'll probably dig it.
Yeah, you're
There
invited.
fucking better be. There's been a wizard class in every game except Bloodborne.
That's true. Yeah.
Not wrong.
Just saying, and we're publicly, and because we invite you to all these things, it's just that you're always busy. You're a very busy guy, Zeke. Okay.
Oh, I have.
Yeah, I've got
people over.
family. Friends care about me and want to hang
I
out
had
with me.
one weekend. Oh my god. You fuck. Side story. JP asked me. We're doing shout outs now. Okay, good. I'm on screen. JP asked me. He asked me if he could. He was like, "Oh, you have company in town? Can I use that as an excuse for Co and I to play this game that we really want to play?" And I'm like, "Sure." Little did I know that he was gonna keep bashing me for it a week afterward.
Whoa.
Oh,
To be
God. I was
honest,
like,
it's Co that's bashing you. I'm not the bad guy here. It's this
sure,
guy.
okay.
I'm just doing what I'm paid to do, so you shut up.
Fuck's sake.
Some
All right,
shout-outs.
what's up? Thank you to Guillaume for joining us from Expedition 33. It was a pleasure to have you on. I don't know if you're going to watch this, but still, I'm grateful that you came on. It was very nice of you. Thank you to Co and JP for being co-hosts. My name is Ezekiel III. You can find me at or slash Ezekiel_III on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. And Ezekiel III, all spelled out on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. What am I doing? Well, I broadcast video games at 1 p.m. Eastern every day except Monday. Tomorrow, my day off. But I'm going to be starting for another 100-month sub appreciation stream, a game that you may have heard of that I've never played called Sleeping Dogs.
Ooh.
So-
Oh no, you're beating me to it. This is a channel joke. No.
Oh, really?
Well,
What?
now they'll
You're planning on
remaster it.
playing that?
Now they're going to remaster it.
Yeah. Well, that's a great point. Thank you, Z. Thank you. Okay.
He
you
played
play it
Skies of
first.
Arcadia the other day. Now it's going to get a remaster.
You
So,
play
like,
it first. I'll give it
maybe.
like a few months, and then I'll play my remastered. Better. Hey, could we make it a remake? Let's just like
No, hold on a second. What are you talking about? Co?
Sleeping Dogs.
Yes.
So I have been telling people that I've never played Sleeping Dogs, and I've been telling
Okay.
people that I'm going to play Sleeping Dogs for 9 years now.
Oh,
So
okay. I see what you mean.
so that yeah.
Well, no,
so,
there's the reason why you guys is because you said like I'm gonna play a remastered. Blah blah. blah. I was like there's the definitive edition
Hmm.
already on Steam. That looks gorgeous. Looks fucking beautiful.
yeah.
But it would seem weird that they were gonna remaster it again after that.
oh no,
Well-
yeah, no, I don't think
Okay,
they will. If
okay.
anything, need a remake. I think
I was confused. I'm so sorry.
I'm
But
fairly
yes, that-
certain.
that starts on Monday.
I'm fairly
Okay.
certain they're making a movie of Sleeping Dogs.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah,
I heard.
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a fantastic game. So excited to see that. We
As
should
far as
ask.
Skies of Arcadia goes,
Oh, that's
no remaster like rumors, but like
there's a curse.
they did renew the license.
They
They
did.
renewed the copyright of Skies of Arcadia. So
I hope.
maybe my magic works again.
I hope. I love that one. We should have asked. He wouldn't have been able to say anything, but we should have asked Guillaume about the movie because there's a Clair Obscur
Oh
movie.
yeah.
Yeah, I forgot
Mhm.
about that. Code, do some shout outs. What do you got going on? Where can
Sure.
people check you out?
Hi, everybody. My name is Ko. It is so nice to meet you if I haven't before. I stream every day at 8 a.m. ET, and I'm currently playing a lot of Dune. We're playing Dune. We've got a little bit of Clair Obscur. I'm probably going to go finish sometime. I've got an Oblivion remake run going. We're playing a Battle Mage on Expert. It's been a lot of fun. And then next year, we're going to be going into Doom with an M, probably more Dune with an N.
Week,
And-
not year. Next week.
Next week. What did I say year?
You said
Next
year.
week. Next week. And then we also have a whole bunch of Tainted Grail coming up. We're planning a very big run of Tainted Grail, which will be very fun. So I will see you guys next year. Thank you for being here. And see you in 2035.
Fantastic. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys.
Oh.
Oh, that's wrong. We'll see you guys
I was
next
gonna say,
century.
I didn't say it, but of course, a huge thanks to the CEO for once again an awesome interview. And I'm sure he's going to go do a bunch of more awesome ones next week. Every time, it's kind of crazy. Every time he does an interview, he has like new stuff. Like,
Yes.
every time he
just
does an
says a
interview,
little
there'll
bit
be
more.
like a new news. It's like in this interview he said this, in this interview he said this. So I think today, for us, I don't know if I've ever heard that little thing A, he confirmed he's working on something that's years out, and B, he confirmed that it has to do with something in the prologue he voiced. I think that's all new info. So chat, what I'm saying is go find the answer.
Yep.
Because I'm curious.
And it's not the trash guy. We thought it was the trash guy.
No, it's not the trash guy.
But he's not making something about trash.
Yeah.
The life enjoyers. I swear to God.
Yeah.
I'm super interested, man. Anyway.
Yeah. Fantastic. We'll be talking about Doom. I can't believe both these are coming out around the same time because you have to make a point to say that. Doom with an M next week on the show. I'm going to try to get maybe, I've reached out to them, but I haven't heard back anything just yet. So we'll see if we can grab someone from that team and talk to him next week. If not, we'll still talk about it and probably rant and rave because it looks like it's going to be a good one. I'll be checking that out tomorrow evening, actually, for a sponsored stream whenever that embargo lifts.
Ooh, Doom?
Yeah, with an M. Yeah.
Nice. Great.
Should
yeah,
be a
dude.
good time. We're out, though. Thank you so much. VOD will be uploaded, youtube.com/itmeJP. Appreciate you all. Thank you both. Thanks to Guillaume.
Oh,
Guillaume?
No, you did so well.
Guillaume.
God damn it, man.
Damn it, dude.
Guillaume.
Really?
Guillaume.
Broche.
Guillaume Broche.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Guillaume Broche. We appreciate it. You have a
Let's call him G-Dog.
Guillermo Broche? You roll the R?
Guillermo.
Julian
Turn it off.
Brochure.
Turn it-
Oh, is
turn
that how
off
you
the
pronounce
stream.
it in
Turn it
French?
off.
I'm
William. He's never
I don't
coming
think,
back
I
on
don't
the
think
show.
there was a W in there.
He's never coming back on the show.
I think you just made an entire country angry. Did we just
It's
get
all right.
canceled in
It's
France?
all right. They'll just surrender anyways.
We should tariff. That work?